All right, everyone, the moment that you've been waiting for, a wonderful PlayStation classic, this run of Suikoden by 01337. This is the any percent glitchless category. Zero, show us how it's done.
Hello everyone, my name's Zero, and I will be showing you, hopefully, a clean run of Suikoden 90% glitchless on the PSTV. On my couch, I've got two also Suikoden runners. Introduce yourselves, please.
Hello, it's me, Seiglance.
Hi, it's me, RJ.
Really glad to have you guys with me. So before we get started, I do need to know what we'll be naming our main character.
All right, well, there was quite a wonderful fight, and what we told you before is actually not the case. So get ready. Our character, our hero, is named Dented Razor, and here's how you spell it with $150 in a bid, capital D, lowercase E-N-T-D.
Oh, that wrong one. Dented, okay.
And then capital R, Z, lowercase Z, R.
All right, sounds good.
All right.
Our new hero, Dented Razor. All right, so time will be in 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Thank you, I will need it. We make our own luck in this run.
That's right.
So start off is pretty simple. We're gonna set our text speed to fast. You actually don't need it for optimal like text matching, but there will be a few moments later on where it's important, specifically war battles and manip later on. Do that real quick. And here we get our introduction to the story. This is our father, Teo McDole, father of Dented Razor. And we're gonna have an audience with the Emperor. We've become of age and we're about to join the Imperial Guard, so we're just having a meet and greet. Our father's one of the 5 great generals of the Empire. That's more or less what's going on. This part isn't too important, but right after this, we're going to do a somewhat difficult, complicated manipulation. So this game, spoiler warning, is very heavily RNG manipulated. The way this RNG works is basically the RNG value that's coming up is based off the previous RNG value, so it goes kind of in a timeline, you could say. And various events push the RNG forward and happen at certain spots, and we have a very good understanding of how all of that works. So what we're going to try to do very early on is manipulate 2 drops, a Celadon Urn and a Holy Rune. And Holy Rune is what will let us run faster, so it's very important. I hope I can hit this cleanly, because if not, I have a backup, but it'll break a later minute. So let's see how this goes. Alright, good movement. +1. So I'm going to watch NPCs here, right, left. Right, down, down. And I have a table here to look through to see what frame I hit. That was frame 9. Nice, we got an easy one. Let's go.
There's a whole spreadsheet of, depending on what those NPCs, what way their direction they're facing, that tells him the frame he's looking for and how he'll have to eventually walk out of town after the little bit of cutscenes here.
Yeah, it's not the only thing we look at. The NPCs by themselves aren't good enough, so we also watch NPCs on the previous screen there. We watch the birds. We do like our bird watching in this run.
Everything is here to mess up the manipulation.
Yeah.
Or help us.
Sometimes. This is actually one of the worst screens. So in terms of towns, the way it works is that every frame for every NPC on the screen, the RNG advances by 1 because it wants to check if that NPC moves. In Grandmaster, there's 7 moving NPCs, which isn't a lot. It's like the highest count of any town in the game. But additionally, the birds on the screen have unique properties to them. If they're on screen, they do the same thing. 1 RNG call per frame to see if they move. But also, it's only if they're on screen, whereas NPCs are universal. It doesn't matter if they're visible. And on top of that, once you get close up to birds, they scatter away and then they stop being called. So there's a lot of movement adjustments we have to do based off what we hit. But this is where you're into the game. You meet your, like, what do we call our party here? They're kind of like all living with us. Gremios are like servants slash, like, he's like our Alfred to Batman, you know?
It's kind of like a found family.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we just got to get through this part. We do need our full party before we can do the Holy Manip. And after that, it's all about just getting my movement right. This is the part where your party starts to join. There are some bonus things you could do casually if you start adventuring outside. If you don't have your full party, there's a trip you can make that can get you a bonus fortune prosperity crystal, but we're not going to do that. It takes forever. That's incredibly dangerous. where you can get a full party. And instead of going to the next story thing, which is Magician's Island, we're actually going to go out of town because we want to do some fights to get some drops. Alright, so we want to go middle +1. Or middle, was it? Just middle, and if I can get 1 menu buffer, I couldn't. Okay, that's fine. That just means we have to run some more steps. I am cool with that. In the marathon setting, this is rather terrifying, so I don't mind running around a little bit more. So I try to run there. I know it's going to fail. It's just to push the RNG forward a bit. It's the fastest way to do it. I don't do much damage. And then we're going to do this fight in a very specific way. Gremio's going to crit. Palm will finish the last one. And this will drop a question mark bot. That is an antique. The way antiques work in this game is that until you appraise them, they're just kind of sitting in your inventory. You can't do anything with them. But once you appraise them, you get an item. And it could be like worth nothing. It could be worth a lot. You can sell it. You can put in... that's not supposed to happen. Okay, that's probably going to be fine. I'll mess with my HP values a bit because we are going to get poisoned here. But yeah, we are going to get a sell-down earn drop from that fight we did earlier, which sells for 10,000 once we appraise, and we're going to use that to get our money route going. So it's a little awkward. Probably okay, though. I don't think this is an issue. Palm will finish this, and if we did everything right, we will drop a Holy Ring. You might also notice we did a quick formation swap. That's to manipulate our stats. It gets Cleo 1 more magic point, which is really important for the early game. And there we go. We got it. Nice. So a little bit worried about my HP values there because poison. It is RNG based, and I entered Gregminster 2 steps later than I normally do, but probably okay. And here I'm going to make a quick little detour because coming up is something we like to call an RNG reset. So the RNG system in this game is a little bit broken. I mentioned the like base mechanics earlier, but there's also something called an RNG reset where certain events will kind of overwrite the value to a fairly known value. It depends where we are in the run. And we have a trip to Magician's Island coming up where you get this cutscene where you ride a dragon that makes odd dragon sounds. And it is an RNG reset, so I don't care too much about what happens right now because it's all going to get overridden anyway. So we're going to go talk to Crazed. He is our commander. He's going to give us our first mission, which is basically a fetch quest. We're going to go to Magician's Island and get the astral conclusions from a lady named Blacknot. She's like the Oracle of the Empire. We're going to talk to Crazed one more time for fun, I guess.
Seems like a nice guy.
Definitely nice.
Debatable.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, you get some funny dialogue here with Ted. I'm hoping you guys can read it for my mashing. He calls Fletch a punk, which is completely uncalled for. And then Fletch like starts firing back, and they get into this fun little argument. I'm a punk. I happen to be 300 years, and then he gets cut off. A little bit of foreshadowing there. He does look pretty young, though. He looks like he's like 18, maybe. All right. Listen to the dragon sound.
Yay!
Everyone that's ever ridden a dragon in real life knows that that's exactly what they sound like.
That's what mine sounds like.
All right, so this is the RNG reset I mentioned. It depends on which one you're on. It can be like reset to like one value every time or a few values. It kind of just depends. This is also platform dependent, sadly. This is why the PSTV is important, because on PSTV sets to one value, on console set to another, like PS2. Each MU probably has its own value because it's literally hardware based. It's not supposed to happen. It's like an unavoidable glitch, you can call it. So I'll know which one I'm on based off what battle I get here. We got the 2 Bonbon. Is my mental HP supposed to be that low? I actually don't remember. I don't think it is. So maybe I'll just medicine him at some point. Alright, so I want to make sure I get Queen Movement here, because that does affect RNG. When we're in an area like this in Dungeon, every step we take outside of Grace Period, it does push RNG forward 1. Alright, Unite, Medicine Pawn, Cleo attack. This isn't super important, but I just want to make sure he doesn't do the AoE attack, because it's slow, and with my current McDole HP, it can't kill him. Okay, yeah, that was not right. I need a heal. We'll make it work. So I'm like, this fight is fine. It's not going to be an issue. My concern is later on. It's a little bit precise with some of these HP values. So I'm hoping nothing later on breaks. But we do this a certain way to manip Cleo magic. We want her... She has 2 big thresholds to hit. Big one is 41 after the next boss fight, after this one. And with the manips we do here, it's more or less guaranteed. Another one later on will be 91 magic before Zombie Dragon, because that gives her a second level 3 spell, which adds like 800, almost 900 damage to that fight. I'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Meanwhile, we're just going to walk up a whole bunch of stairs.
So this is actually a great time quest. If you have any messages you'd like to read, we got a minute or 2 here.
We've got some messages, and I want to remind everyone that there is a incentive for a glitch exhibition for Suikoden. So before we sing bonus songs, we focus on this run. All right, everyone, we want to see Zero exhibit the glitches for Suikoden. So that is currently at $468 out of $1,250. So keep them coming for this. This is an amazing game. Please, everyone. For donations, we have $50 from Shuffy, who's in the audience with us right now. Thank you so much, Shuffy. We have $25 from Tex that says that Rhapsody's sing-along was amazing and I want to see all of the songs. Rhapsody has been a favorite game for years and it means so much to me and so many of my friends. Cornette's her name and she's a puppeteer too. I'm not going to try and sing that, sorry. Can we keep going, Zero, or not?
We can do another few.
Okay, we have $25 from Fail Lynn. Thank you so much. And also $25 from GameFan44. Thank you so much for all of your donations. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, everyone. All right, so we got the Astral Conclusions locked out there. She tells us we have specialized. This is like the common trope of like every Suikoden game.
Sure is.
That's what makes us a fantastic leader. We have pretty eyes.
We woo everyone to our side.
Very accurate. The Suikoden series is unique compared to most RPGs because there is way more playable characters than I think any other RPG out there. Unless you count like Pokemon, I guess.
I don't.
There you go. So there's 108 recruitable characters. This is any percent, so we won't be getting all of them. In the 108 like star categories, we do get them all because it is required to get the best ending, which we will sadly not be getting today. But yeah, we got a meeting with Aknat. She hooks us up with something called a fire crystal. We got a holy crystal earlier, which we can attach as a rune to someone, and now let's run around. The fire crystal is a magic rune. You can use it to cast spells, and fire crystal specializes in AoE magic, which is really good because we don't really have any for a while. It's a good way to clear like forced encounters where you have multiple enemies. So well, now we're going back home, and we have another black ride, and this is another RNG reset. So I know exactly where I am right now. That sets us to Hex 19. And I want to have Queen movement for this part because I do want to keep a manip going until the next boss. Already bonked a bit. That's not fantastic, but we can probably fix it. If not, worst case, I do have a backup.
This guy's got a backup for everything.
Yes, I have like a spreadsheet with like 25 sheets in it right now. And I still feel like I need more.
I mean, you were just doing more backups like yesterday.
Yep.
So
I was literally routing in the airport before my flight here.
So there's a lot of work that goes into this. So like seeing all of these things, he's going to get through this regardless of if it's exactly what he thinks or not. And just the fact that he is able to do that is an incredibly impressive feat.
That guy
It takes
scared
a
me.
ton of work to be able to just like find where he is in the RNG at basically at any point in time based on what he's seeing in the game.
Yeah, that was a good pattern there. But sometimes you get a little unlucky and the birds are too far to the left to scatter them, and your RNG pushes forward more, and my movement's already a little bit bad there, so I really wanted to get that scatter. Nice snow battles. It's like kind of partially maniped. I know roughly where I am, but it's not. I can't be precise enough because I have to talk to Craze, and it's hard to do that very perfectly, especially after running. So I don't know exactly where I'm going to be. It's just like kind of ballpark here. But we got lucky avoiding any random battles. If we do get them, it's not a big deal. We are level 5 on our party. The way the running system works in this game is baseline, you have a 50% chance to run from a battle, but if your average party level is higher than the enemy party average party level, you get to let go, essentially, which means guaranteed flee. And if it is something that I can't let go of, in that case, there is a bribe option, which is also very nice. One of the nicest things about running this game. So every enemy drops a certain amount of bits, which is like the money in this game, and you can pay 3x what they would drop to get rid of them. It's a guaranteed way to avoid battles. Before I forget, I think I'm going to heal McDowell and Cleo here. Oh, got one right on the last step. That's fine. So we're going to sneak in a quick heal here. We'll use Tedance because it's going to go away at some point anyway. I am a little bit worried that'll mess things up. The HP values for Seifu can be a bit precise, but I think it'll be fine. Worst case, we will improvise. My big goal, like I am nipping for a lot of stack growths and whatnot in this area, but my biggest thing is I want to make sure that nobody dies. If nobody dies, I'm happy. Because the EXP route is very precise. Okay, so I'm a little early. This is a good spot. I will be able to get my favorite battle, which is... so there's a force fight in here against a boss called the Queen Ant. It's not a winnable fight. It ends automatically after 3 turns. And if I can do it after getting the 3 green bandit fights, it gives me the best result because it's just a really quick queen, but it also sets up the fights after that really well. It gives me the fastest fights possible there. So we're going to run to wall a bit to force this battle, and then I have a formation menu to do. 1 second. I'm going to scroll down just to make sure I got the right one. I scroll too far down. And this is the part where my HP values might get a little spooky. This does matter a bit for this part, but I think we'll be okay. So 3 turns here, we're just going to run away every turn. You can't run from this battle, but it's just the best way to get all defense in. I should note that our run does do an RNG call, unless you can't run from the battle, in which case it's just all defend, essentially. So that's a good fight. That Queen Ant can do a spell. Well, it's basically a voice of purpose. It's a spell we unlock later. It does a lot of damage to your whole party. If you die before the 3rd turn, you do actually game over. So you do have to be somewhat careful if you're not on Manip. But we're doing just fine.
And here, since we can't win the fight, Ted, everybody's like, what do we do? And Ted's like, let me take care of it.
Yeah, so he uses Rune. If you ever looked at Ted's status page at this point, he just has question mark. You eventually find out it's a Soul Eater. It's a great rune, but a lot less so in the speedrun because it has very slow animations, and it pushes RNG forward a lot and very unpredictably. So we do use it sometimes. It has its uses. We will point them out, but I will be trying to avoid using it when possible. We'll get a battle right here, and I need to make sure I have perfect movement running to the upcoming battle. I'm going to go a bit slow here, just in case. I really want to be on minute for this. If I bonk anywhere, it's a bonk where I get stuck, I should say. It breaks. Alright, looking good.
And again, holding that Manip to try and make sure we hit the numbers for Cleo that we want.
Yes. And just to get good fights here, because if you don't Manip Barcus and Sidonia, old routes pre-Manip, you would also equip the Fire Rune to Cleo before here, because it gives you a spell that does 100 damage, but that's slow. So I don't do that here. Alright, this is actually a really cool fight. This is a 5 bandit fight, and our characters don't do enough damage to one-shot in general, with the exception of Pawn and maybe Ted if he high rolls on the back row. But this fight on Manip actually one-turns it, which is super cool. It's the only setup I have that does this. And then Barcus and Sidonia is generally a free turn fight because you need 2 unites plus some chip damage. 1 second, I gotta look at the notes here, make sure I target the right people with the right attacks. But we can do this in 2 turns if everything goes properly, which it looks like it will. So there is a mechanic in this game where if you attack an enemy, or an enemy attacks you, it's going to delay your turn. It puts your character into a busy state, we'll call it. Actually, we're in the term for this very recently. Shoutouts to Julian in Discord. Yeah, if you attack an enemy, it puts them into busy state. So you can see Vargas here isn't getting strengths because they keep on hitting. But this is with normal attacks. If it's Unite or a spell, it won't do it and they'll get their turns off. Anyway, that's perfect. Everything worked as intended. We are set.
So far, so good.
This was honestly one of the scariest parts of the run for me because in my practice leading up to this event, I kept messing it up and I had to reset it. So it was just so frustrating.
You heard him. We did it. Wrap it up.
Yeah, GG. Pretty trivial boss fight casually. It can kill someone. Since I have to maintain Manip, it does get a little scary. So since I know what RNG I'm on, I can choose to try to Manip the random battles on the world map, but I'm just not going to bother. It requires extreme precision here because all the screens we're going to be on for the next 5-10 minutes. They have a lot of moving NPCs. Later on, we're going to be on the screen where it rains, and the rain actually advances RNG once per raindrop or something. I don't even know how it works. It's too precise for my liking, so we're just going to send it here. If we get any random battles, we'll run, or worst case, bribe. We actually have a nice little cutscene segment here where there isn't going to be too much going on, so if you have any more messages for Chris, that was a good time.
All right, thank you so much. We're getting so much love for Conman and Diva with that wonderful interlude. We have $40 from Kronos that says, super excited to watch the Rhapsody run. Good luck on the run. I was going to put something funny, but decided against it. Does this count? No. Maybe. Sure, why not? Good luck, Komba. Thank you so much. We have $25 from an anonymous donor. And we also have $100 from Wells, our beloved Wells here at RPG Limit Break that just says, good luck. We have $25 from Furtskin that says, this goes to the blindfolded Dual Magus 1 fight. The runner has been pouring themselves into practicing the fight, and it would be a shame for it not to happen. Now, this is in regard to our Dragon Quest 8 run that is coming up, so thank you so much for that. Still good to go, Zero?
Yeah, you could do more.
All right, sounds good. I would like to call attention to the badges that everyone's wearing. The art for those badges is made by our longtime community artist, LLK, who also contributes to GDQ marathons and has also designed the RPG Limit Break logo. We'd also like to shout out other community artists, Mega Weasel and It's Casa, who are responsible for designing several of the emotes, and you can gain access to those by subscribing to RPG Limit Break's channel. All revenue from subscription, bits, and all of the ads we run contribute to funding our annual marathons that you're watching now, and your support in this regard is critical to helping us put on these wonderful events year after year. We love being here. We love seeing all of you in chat or in person, so please, let's keep this going.
I want to quickly mention that our currency in game is also called bits. So if you donate bits, it goes directly into the game. We can use that for our run. Just letting you guys know. Help fund the army. So a little bit of plot happened. When Ted used that Soul Eater on the Queen end, Kanan kind of noticed it. It's like, hey, is that what Lady Wendy was talking about? And when we arrived back in Gregminster, he is like, hey, Ted, let's go talk to some people real quick. Somebody wants to meet you. We're like, okay, sure. So we go back home. Ted goes to meet some people. So he encounters Wendy. She's like, she finally found him after 300 years, and she tries to take the Soul Eater from him. It's one of the 27 true runes. It's a big source of power, and she's very power hungry. Like, I don't want to call her a witch. It's a bit mean, but kind of. Anyway, he uses the Soul Eater to escape, but he gets hurt in the process. And now that Wendy knows like that it's him and he has a Soul Eater, he needs to find a way to protect it at all costs. So he passes the Soul Eater on to us, telling us it's a curse, but like, please. And we do take it because we don't really have a choice in this game. But thou must. So here now, he gives us a Soul Eater and he can finally rest. And meanwhile, something happens to the house. We hear some loud knocking. Pawn went to go get some medicine in the meantime, and he betrayed us. Pawn!
Why would he do that?
How could you? But he just didn't want to cause trouble while Tails away. He thought it was the right thing to do. He is loyal to Empire. So are we at this point. But things change. We don't really see it too much, but if you're kind of like talking about other NPCs, say in Rockland, you can see that the Empire is incredibly corrupt. In fact, when we... the whole mission we just did right now, we were supposed to collect tax money from Rockland. And the mayor of Rockland blamed it on the bandits. So we went to fight the bandits and capture them so they can, punish them. We can get the tax money. They didn't do it. And I was actually... What's the word I'm looking for?
It was a bribe.
Oh, that's what he gives Kanan. Well, gives us, and then Kanan takes from us. He takes our 10,000 bits. That jerk. It would have made money around so much easier if we could have kept the reward, just saying. But yeah, it was actually the mayor that was like embezzling the tax money this whole time.
Yeah, Ted turns himself in here at the end so that Dented Razor and the party can escape.
Yeah, because they still think that he has a Soul Eater. Soul Eater at this point is kind of a dud rune. It just takes up a slot, but it unlocks spells as we progress through the story. We'll point it out like when it happens. It'll be tied to major events. But yeah, for now we're hiding out in Marie's Inn. We run into some Imperial guards who are looking for us because we are now fugitives. And this bear right here, Victor, he comes and bails us out. But he also skips on this bill. That was rude, Victor. At some point, we will recruit Marie, and Victor likes to hang out at her inn. I always wonder how awkward that is. Like, did you pay her back?
Absolutely not.
Probably not, yeah. He'll be our newest addition to the party. Pon and Ted are gone for at least quite a while, and Victor will join us. So one of the pain points here is that I can't really manip Victor's starting stats. I actually want him to be slow. There is a chance he ends up too fast, and I kind of have to adjust his stats with like formation swaps. Because there will be a boss fight coming up later where I need him to be slower than the boss. All my manips are based around him being slower than the boss, and if it's faster, everything kind of falls apart. But it shouldn't be an issue. I think I have it routed well enough that if it does come up, I can fix it. But yeah, Victor agrees to get us out of here on the condition that we meet someone for him. And he bribes the guard there using Gremio's wallet they stole. Victor doesn't have any money at the moment, that's why he skipped on the bill. It's also just showing us how corrupt the Empire is. Alright, so now we're going to go to Lenin Camp. It's down south of here. If you manip this, you can try to avoid world map battles here. I didn't bother because the manip also takes time to set up here. So if you get the manip and like you lose a few seconds, probably depends. If you don't do the manip but you get lucky, you save time, and if you don't do the manip and you don't get lucky, you lose time. It's just runner preference, honestly. Because none of this will matter in about like a few minutes. We're gonna have another RNG reset. Anyway, Victor tells us to at the inn. He has to go do something, so we talk to innkeeper. We get our bill covered. Victor hooked us up, and we're just hiding out here. Meanwhile, they come looking for us here. We're wondering, what do we do? What do we do? How do we get out of here? We decide to fight our way out. You actually do have an option to try to run. You can't see it, but there's actually a window on the wall on the right. So if you pick that option, Gremio like runs to the window. It's like, God damn it, it's stuck. Which is convenient. But yeah, we're getting ready to fight here. And all of a sudden, a lady pops out from behind this clock. We're going to talk to that. And this is a secret hideout.
Yeah, it turns out this is who Victor wanted us to come see. So convenient. They put us in the room.
Yeah, it was all intentional.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is Odessa Silverberg. She's the leader of the Liberation Army. We call it the Rebel Army at this point, but now she's like, we're the Liberation Army. And these are its members. There's Flick the Blue Lightning, or Blulo from Suikoden too. There's Humphrey, there's Sanchez. Sanchez is cool. He offers us wine later on. I like him.
This guy fell down the stairs.
Yeah. This is one of the bandits we beat up in Mount Seifu. That's why I'm so tired. But it's like, yeah, they're hanging Barks and Sidonia too, the two main bandits. So we're like, under Imperial law, that's illegal without trial. So even we're outraged. We admit that we're the ones that capture them. It's our fault. And they're like, well, it happens, but you got to fix your mistakes. So we're going to go and set them free. So we're going back to Rockland.
Yeah, this kind of thing just happens all the time. You just go beat people up and you weren't supposed to.
Happens to me all the
I
time.
hate it.
All right, so Dented Razor in the party. We're going to head on out of here. But first, we're going to stop by this rune shop here because we have that fire crystal and we still haven't equipped it. So our best mage besides the main character is Cleo. She's a fantastic mage. She's kind of like a mixed character. She's decent physical, but really good mage. There are better like mages out there, but she's like, I'd say top 10. She's also one of my favorite characters, so I'm very happy she's so used. But yeah, we're gonna give her the fire rune. This is why we needed her to get good magic earlier on, because 41 magic is when you get your first level 2 spell. This game uses an MP system where each spell has a certain amount of MP to it. There's 4 spells total, and the amount of MP you have like as your max is based off of your magic stat. So I need good magic. You can also equip magic boosting items, but those don't count towards your MP. They'll just do more damage. And the damage difference from magic is pretty negligible. It's like, if you have 15 more magic, you do 15 more damage. 30 maybe if the enemy's weak to like whatever you're using. So it doesn't actually matter all that much. But the MP is incredibly important. Anyway, so we're trying to break in. There's a guard. So like, what do we do? What do we do? Victor's got a plan. He sets it on fire.
Yeah, he just lights the house on fire. I got a plan. Burn it.
And Gremio was like, don't you ever take after this guy. All right, here's our best friend, Marco, the young boy, clearly.
The young boy or 80-year-old woman, you decide. Jury's still out.
Yeah. So
It's not, but it is.
Yeah. For like 20 years, I don't know if it's actually 20 years, but for a long time, everybody assumed Marco was an old woman, and then we got like lore dropped. Oh yeah, Marco is actually a young boy. We still don't believe it to this day. Here we are. So this is the cup game. You can use this to make money. You can bet 100, 1,000, or 10,000. And if you get the right cup, then you make that much money. If you don't, you lose money you bet. Pretty straightforward. But I'm just really good at my eyes, so I can just follow this cup. You guys follow along, like, too, see if you can do it. I think it's pretty easy. Trivial. Clearly middle. Yeah, easy.
Big hit!
That's not actually what's happening. So Marco is an RNG reset. Marco, I'm sure anyone that's played this casually has probably experienced to some extent. This is like on forums and stuff where, hey, if you quit out of Marco and go back in, it's a certain pattern. On older consoles, it was like 1 of 4 patterns. On PSCB, it's really nice. Marco in here, or Warrior's Village, it's always the same pattern. That's your RNG to Hex 1-2, and it's a pattern of that. But not only that, it also means after I quit out of Marco, I know what pattern it's going to be, which is lovely, because then I could do RNG manipulation afterwards. This is why it didn't really matter if I manipped getting here, because it just resets it anyway. Alright, so this will be our first change. Next one will be left. Yeah, finally something different.
Marco's trying something different. It's not gonna work.
So I'm going to play up to 80,000 here. I could do more. I actually, if I was going for BB attempts, I wouldn't grind any money at all here. But I want some safety for the marathon. So we're going to do 2 more of these. Then we're going to quit out. I'm going to enter the Marco game again. Because like I said, when I do this normally, I don't play Marco at all. So that's the RNG value I'm used to. So we're just going to quit, re-enter, and then quit again to get my RNG reset where I want it. And then we're going to try to do some precise movement into Grady's Mansion. And depending on how that goes, I will have a different setup for the fights there.
And the extra money will just help with bribes when things go haywire, possibly. I said when, if they go haywire.
Oh, I think when was more accurate.
Well, I was just trying to give you the benefit of the doubt.
You shouldn't. I've had lots of caffeine. I'm a little jittery here.
We're wearing the same shirt. We're on the same team.
That's true.
Right.
Suikoden boys.
Woo!
All right, so I need precise movement here. I do get to walk this that way. Running this is incredibly difficult, but we can walk it. Good. Good. Nice. That is what I look for. So we're just gonna free will. McDowell's gonna get, or sorry, Dented Razor is gonna get countered here. That's a good sign. That's what's supposed to happen. You could use fights faster, but it's hard to find like patterns that work. It's like it's pretty holistic. You change one fight, you change one step, it changes everything, and you kind of want everything to work well. This is like a nice middle ground where I can free will, which basically lets the game pick the attack targets for you, which means I'll.
Uh-oh. That's not supposed to happen.
That is not supposed to happen. I guess that's a sad thing. I've never seen that before. Hey!
That's probably not going to be...
He set the line!
It's fine. We already did the important manip stuff. I'll maybe just take a step out later on, and it should be okay. It's just weird. But I don't think it's going to be an issue. This is where we use our first fire magic. We're going to use Firestorm. This is what we need 41 Magic Cleo for. Because a party of 6 is... We were struggling with a party of 2. Gremio couldn't even hit that soul. But this fight would take a while. It'd actually be hard to win if we did it without magic. Alright, so we're going to walk to Marcus and Sidonia here. This is part of the manip. You can run it, but I want to advance RNG by a precise amount. And then normally when I run that, or when I walk out of town, I do walk intentionally so RNG can advance a little bit more. Because like I said, every frame in the town, for every moving NPC, RNG advances by 1 to see if the NPC should move or not. I normally do an extra step or 2 to push it forward a bit more. I'll probably maybe do 1 step. Yeah, I think I'll do one extra step. Or I'll try to anyway. So movement in this game, 4 frames per walk. 2 frames per run. Running movement is incredibly difficult to be precise on. Right here, it's not too punishing. Later on, there will be some very punishing skips where I have to be incredibly precise where it just doesn't work. I shouldn't say skips, manips. That's part of the run I'm most worried about. That was good. Should be fine. If I did things correctly, there will be no battle on this long wall. It's fine. I think I was maybe a little bit... I actually don't know. You know what? I'm just gonna... I don't know where this is. I am just gonna do everything here as fast as possible. I normally would add a little bit... Oh, where am I? I must be late. That has to be late. There's no way that's early. So normally I would add a few steps running out of Blending Camp, but we're not gonna do that. We're just gonna do this all ASAP. Because I do have a manip I have to hit after this, and too early you can adjust for. Too late is not so easy. Alright, so we come back to Odessa, we report back our success. Hey, we did it, we saved the bandits, and they're like, hey, I have a job for you guys. We haven't even agreed to join yet. But it's kind of the part where it's like, yeah, maybe we should join. Empire's clearly corrupt, like what they're doing is evil, and maybe this is the right path for us.
Gremio's not buying it yet, but
yeah.
We're all swayed.
Cleo is ride or die, though. Whatever you want to do, she's like, my job is to serve Dented Razor. So wherever he goes, I go. And Gremio was like, yeah, I guess that's my job description too. All right, let's go. But this is a big job. We're going to deliver some blueprints to... That'll eventually go to a secret factory to make fire spears, which is a weapon we think will be useful later on in the war. And this time Odessa comes along with us because it's a very important job and she has to make sure that it gets delivered. She trusts us enough to like do it, but she doesn't trust us enough to do it by ourselves. That's not going to be too relevant. We're not going to do any fights on this walk. We will see battles, but if I do this right, we will only see 3 battles total. And I might have actually hit the nice RNG spot on the world map walk where it's very precise, but if you get lucky, you can see no battles on that walk. You usually see 1 or 2. So if things go right here, I should see 2 free slime battles. Here's the first one. And then after a little bit, we'll force a battle with 1 stale. Should be another one right about now somewhere. Oh, I might be late. How did I end up so late? This is weird. Okay, we're gonna have some issues. But it's something that can't be recovered. We'll make it work. So anyway, we are climbing the mountain and we get a bit tired, and there's this random tavern here, so we're just gonna go chill, take a break, spend the night here before continuing tomorrow.
Yeah, nothing bad will happen up here on the mountain.
He offers us some tea. What a nice guy. Would you guys like some tea?
No.
Ooh.
No,
Maybe if it's not bitter.
Ah, it's unfortunate. It is pretty bitter.
Oh. I'll still drink it.
Okay, me too. Seaglance's the only one that isn't drinking, so I think it's going to have to do a run from this point on. Me and RJ could be out of commission for a bit. So it was poison. He's like, he's trying to rob us. And then his like superior / like friend Kessler comes by and it's like, wait, do you not recognize who this is? This is Lady Odessa. Quick, prepare an antidote or I'll cut off your head. There's some pretty funny dialogue here.
Yeah, it ramps up real quick. It's like, you know what it is? I'll kill you.
Let me see. Rabbit's tail rose leaves a handful of sugar. Madon, if anything happens to Lady Odessa, you can say goodbye to your head. Yikes, rose's tail, sugar leaf, handful of rabbits.
Uh-oh.
Must be pretty small rabbits.
They ate whole rabbits as part of the antidote. But yeah, we get the antidote and they tell us, you know, you can stay here and rest and we're not going to poison you anymore. That's cool. So
How nice.
we talked to Adon and Kessler for a bit. We're the first to wake up, and they just tell like us how Odessa is like true inspiration. But yeah, Cleo's not a morning person. I identify with her so much.
Big mood.
Yeah, she's all caffeinated up, probably like me right now. All right, so since we're off, yeah, this battle we were supposed to force in a certain spot, so we are a bit off here. We'll probably have to go to backup. I think we'll make it work. It's not too important. Well, there's a manip we have to do. I have a good backup for it, so I think we'll make it work. Essentially, there's going to be a force battle coming up in like 5 minutes or so, and I want to enter it on a certain... I don't even know what this is. Good thing I played a lot of Marco money. That is a bribe because I don't know if it's a run or not, and that costs like 1,500, and the money route is normally incredibly tight, but that's why we grind in some extra.
Marco shaking up the entire economy with this cup game.
All right, so this Saturday, we're going to meet someone here to deliver the Fire Screw blueprints, and in the meantime, we're going to rest. Quist, if you have got any messages for us, now's a good time. We're just going to be dialoguing it up right now.
I sure do have a few. We have $2 from Anonymous Dad who says, "Good afternoon. I really think that Zero does a fantastic job routing this game. However, using the bribe option, perhaps he quote-unquote bit off more than he can chew." Thank you for the dad joke, Anonymous Dad. We appreciate it.
He's back.
Yeah, we know who
He's
it
back.
is.
Come on back, Anonymous Dad. You can contribute more, and I'll read it. We also have $50 from Bradifer, who says, "For mental illness and for the Liberation Army soldiers stipend."
Let's go.
Let's go. Fund the army.
That went straight to the slugs we encountered earlier.
Richest snails in all of the land.
It's part of the economy. The snails then spend the money of Marco lose it, and then we get it back.
It's just all like it all works out.
All right, so now we got to do the return trip. Sadly, we do just have to run this. There isn't like any shortcuts. Normally, I'd want to see a certain battle in a certain spot, but I know I'm really late, so there's no way it happens. We are going mega backups here. Yeah, this battle, I think if it's what it is, we're supposed to do this within 60 steps of like the tavern screen, which would be like right about here. Yeah, not making it. This is even supposed to be a 2 slot. Wait, am I that late? No, oh no. I'm like 1 battle late. It's not as bad as I thought it was for a moment. Like that 2 slug battle would have been normally on top of those stairs right there. So we're quite a bit behind. So glad I figured out a backup clock manip. While we're running down, does one of you want to explain clock manip perhaps?
Yeah, so when we get back to the tavern, there is the clock to get back into, not the tavern. When we get back to Lennon Camp to go back to the hideout in the inn, there is a clock there. We're going to stand by that clock and watch it, and Zero will be looking at an NPC off to the left, and it's going to use his movement. He's going to wait for a specific movement to go into the hideout so he can know what RNG he is on to help manip Cleo and McDole's magic. And I think, if I recall correctly, there is based on the movement of the NPC, it could either manip Gremio's Gremio magic or Victor's speed, and Zero prefers Gremio's magic for this one.
Yeah, that one's based on formation. I essentially get to choose which one I want.
Right, I guess so. Yeah, you get the movement, and it tells you how you're swapping your formation.
We're looking for a left down here. There we go. Now we're just gonna walk over here. It's kind of nice because it's actually easier than like the normal one. But normal one, we would just be on the set RNG entering here, and I'd know exactly when to enter. I had to have to like walk past the Tavern Keeper's feet and then run. This is when I can do all walking, which is nice. So I think I got it. Essentially, that NPC is going to do a movement right about the time we enter that clock, and it kind of buffers it. So like the movement will finish right at the end, and it'll give me like a 16-frame window to enter on the precise RNG value, because otherwise it's advancing every single frame, and there's no way I can hit that. So let's see what we got here. Got it. Nice.
We're so back.
We're in there. This is good. This is really important because we have a really tight Cleo magic threshold in, for Zombie Dragon, and this gets her 2 good gross. And it gets Big Dole 3 good gross, which is useful later on in the run.
Just for perspective, I'm not very good at these manips, so I don't do them anytime I try to run this game because it doesn't work out. I have never hit the threshold naturally that he's trying to manip. And I don't think it's supposed to be that bad, but just like you could live in that world where you never see these numbers. So
I don't think I've gotten it in the remaster at all either. Just trying to almost fight it up.
It's pretty rough. Like, Cleo can get 3 to 4 magic points per level, and she's way more favored to get 3 than 4. So the manip helps a ton, because you force a lot of 4 grows.
yeah, one thing you'll learn if you decide to run these games is the more that you run them, the less the game will end up liking you, and everything just gets consistently harder the more you play it, because the game will start fighting you too.
It's true. I finished exactly 1 run before coming here. Don't
Yeah,
notice
yeah,
that.
you don't want to push it. You
Yeah.
do too much, then you're running the risk of stuff going really wrong.
But yeah, I was so upset because I ran into a really bad speed tie. I'm like, wow, what are the odds? And then when I was practicing here, I ran into a freeway speed tie in the same spot instead of 2-way.
That's great.
And that instantly broke my setup. It just had to do it, non-manipped. But yeah, that's a nice thing. I've been running this game for a really long time, since like 2014 or something. So that was before manip. I was kind of like the first person to start manipping this stuff. So I have enough experience where if something does go wrong, I can generally fix it pretty well. Some things are harder to fix than others. I'm decent at recovering things.
And there are multiple RNG resets at some points throughout the game. So like if he has to like improvise, it's not for the rest of the run, it's just until the next point to hopefully figure out and then continue on with what he is planning on doing or hoping to achieve.
Yeah. Sadly, things like stats, money, you know, oh yeah, MP, things like that, they do carry over between segments. So like the RNG resets, but what I have doesn't.
Right.
So if I say I missed out on a drop that I need, I have to like still compensate for that in the segments later on. I can't just play it the exact same way. All right, but the segment we're doing now, this up to like the next half an hour is by far the hardest part of the run. We have a very tricky manip to hit, and after that, I still have to be very clean and consistent with everything. Essentially until the Quanda War battle, where I kind of like walk in a tightrope. So if I hit everything, I'll be very happy. It's like well, I say new manip, it's a few years old at this point, but this wasn't a thing when I ran this game in 2019 here. So it'll be the first time showing it here, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, when the game's been out for 30 years, something that's like 5 years old is pretty new.
Yeah, we got some new tech. It's 6 years old.
It's in kindergarten.
Also, fun fact here: if you don't have to talk to Matthew the first time before you go up the stairs. But if you don't, when we have a banquet later on in the castle, it'll actually give you dialogue of people talking. If you do talk to Matthew, you will not get that dialogue. So if you want more content, don't talk to Matthew. All right, that was good. I was looking for 4 movements there if there's NPCs.
Yeah, watching the children up in that room.
Make it sound so bad.
Oh, I mean, that's what. All right.
I'm sorry.
All right. Wrap it up.
Somebody else will have to do the expression pretty free run. I think I'm getting banned. But yeah, these guards try to take the children away from Matthew as motivation for him to join the Imperial Army because he is a master strategist that used to work for him at one point. And he decided to get away from that life. We actually came to recruit him. We kind of completely glossed over Odessa, didn't we?
Oh yeah, she died.
Yeah.
Did.
So her name's Odessa Silverberg. This is Matthew, her brother, and her final wish is for us to meet him and give him an earring that she gave us. The reason for that is there's actually a map. 47 speed. Okay, I know Victor should be fine. I'll double check just in case. I should have been paying attention to speed values there.
We also missed a pretty classic line from Matthew there, where it's a typo in the dialogue. He says, "All of this killing in front of a children."
Yeah, I should have stopped for that. I wish I remembered. There are some really interesting translations in this game. I'll try to point them out when we can, but I might forget sometimes.
Yeah, between 1 and 2, the translations of the game get a little goofy at times.
Well, you don't like the trading post guy in Suikoden 2 that's literally just gibberish?
Yeah, when you talk to him from the one side of the screen, it's just nonsense characters. He's a robot.
Would you like to buy a rumor? Yes.
Beep, boop, blah, blah, blah.
But yeah, after seeing the guards like try to get the children, Matthew's like, okay, I'll join you guys. We're gonna need a castle, so he sends us to Torn Castle so we can like make that our hideout. But before that, we're only level 12. And the enemies on that castle are a problem. And then Zombie Dragon, the boss of that castle, is also a problem. All right, well, just in case, I'm gonna do a quick check here. 36, we should be fine. Cleo's 47, so I shouldn't have to change formation. We are good. All right, very important manip here. So we're gonna go to Great Forest early. We don't have anything to do here plot-wise, but there is a dungeon here we have early access to, and they have higher level enemies. We're gonna use that to level up a bit. That right movement scares me. I really hope that wasn't the same right movement this lady's supposed to do, because I think we're fine. We're fine. Just I don't think I've seen it before, so a little spooky. So I'm kind of entering this somewhat precisely to get this battle right here. This is a party of 6. Pretty much the more enemies there are, the more EXP you get. The EXP system in this game, one of you want to give a quick rundown, because I think you guys all know the XP system.
Would you like to take this one? So the way the EXP works in this game is it is shared amongst all of the parties. It is based on the party level versus the enemy's party level, up to a certain extent. So the more levels that the enemies are ahead of your party, the more experience you will get. So the fact that we're level 12 and these enemies are in a dungeon that we're not supposed to technically be in yet gives us a big boost. Gives all the characters a big boost, which allows us, with Zero's manips, or the mips of the game, to get Cleo 90, which she had 91.
Good enough, I think.
She's at good enough magic where she will enter into the dungeon here in Torn Castle with 2 level 3 spells.
I messed up Taiho manip. I needed to have perfect movement there, so I'm just gonna do a snon manip. I don't have a backup for extra step, sadly. We're doing it raw. This is the manip I wanted to show off the most. This is the newest thing, Taiho manip, where you can manipulate the dice game here, but you have to do it pretty precisely. And because I took the extra step, I'm entering on a different RNG, so I don't know what's gonna happen here. But there are some tricks to this. For example, throwing at the middle of the bowl gets you higher rolls. And you can also up the speed of your dice. And if you up the speed of your dice, you do this by pressing up on like the dice throw part of the run.
Don't worry, Zero. I brought dice. I'll beat them for you.
Yes, please.
I'm going to roll them in this chair here when it's my turn.
All right. You got this, RJ. Take care of it.
Yeah, all right. Here, I'll roll.
What'd you get?
I got a 6.
Yeah. So did he.
Oh! All right. That's a tie. We have to do it again. I didn't get anything.
Throwing middle is better. I decided to not hit the middle. Okay. I'll see if I can recover this, but worst case, we will do a save hard reset if I have to. Just
I rolled a 4 for his next number.
You roll 1, please.
Yeah. Hold on. I rolled a 3.
Uh-oh.
Wait. Oh.
That was close. He's throwing dead center. He's on a roll.
Oh, he beat me.
I keep throwing too far to the right, left. Okay, yeah, there's no way this is going to work naturally, I think. I think we will have to take the hard reset. I will give it a shot, but I think we're going to be in hard reset land. Yeah, this is why Taiho manip is nice, so you don't have to deal with this.
Yeah, this was all of our lives prior to any manipulations for it.
Wait a minute. I actually threw in the middle every time, so my percentage was way higher than everyone.
Yeah, nobody knew for a long time that middle was better. I definitely just mashed X.
Triple 6s.
Oh.
Take that, Taiho. Give me all your money.
A 1. Surely we can beat a 1.
It's winnable.
You don't know Taiho.
Not yet. We get 3 rolls. Come on.
Better. Come on, man. Not like this. There's also a lot of input delay in PSCB, so it's actually pretty hard to throw accurate. There we
Let's go!
First try. All right, yeah, we're definitely doing the hard reset. There's no way I'm anywhere I know.
Yeah, the RNG is off the rails at this point.
Yeah, so an RNG advances every single frame on here on that screen, and then the rolls advance it a lot too. It kind of does an RNG call for every step of his rolling process. The first check to see if he gets a triple, then a double, then a double, triple lose, then triple lose, etc., etc. So like every pro has a ton of RNG calls to it. All right, so we get to go to the backup sheet. I am gonna give this like a blind hope because there is a big gap I use for my backup. There is a tiny chance that maybe if everything advances a tiny bit, I can hit it, but I don't think it's possible. But we can use the battles we get here to check. So I'm hoping we got lucky, but I think it's very unlikely. So we're just gonna go to like my mega slow marathon backup. So sad. One extra step is what caused this all, by the way. I ran one step too far, and this is what happens. That's how this run is.
That's why I don't do it.
I mean, it's fine. Just reset. Do you guys have... Can you throw another hour onto my estimate, please?
He's joking, for the record. I think.
It's either add an hour or mercy kill. Your guys' call. All right. Slug. So I do have a little tool here that can help me pattern search a little bit better for the battles that we're seeing here. I'm just kind of like plugging everything. Yeah, we're too late. We're at 20,000. I can't use this, so we're just going to do the hard reset.
It's over 20,000.
He was using a tool that he built, I don't know how long ago, but he just inputs the battles that he's getting so he can find out where he is in the RNG.
Yeah. I haven't had to use that tool during runs in a long time. Like, now we're precise enough with Tai Hominip that it's not necessary. Although, you know, he failed Tai Hominip. But, you know, normally you just reset, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, just reset. But yeah, this is another way to do an RNG reset. You just do a hard reset of the game, but this takes forever. It's like at least a minute. So this is like the last thing you want to do. The first manip we found was like wheel manip, and it actually did do this. But it was slow. So now we do wheel manip differently. We still kind of will get to showcase that. We're not going to do a hard reset for the wheel. But we'll have a very good idea where we are because we're just going off clean save, essentially.
And manipping Zombie Dragon is important for a couple of reasons. One, to have a good fight, because Zombie Dragon is still pretty scary, even with the boosted levels we got. But we also are hoping for a drop, or we want to see a drop from Zombie Dragon. It's a lightning crystal that'll allow us to use the lightning rune. Very important and easily manipulable as long as you know where you're at.
Yes, and since we did a hard reset, I know exactly what I'm going to get here. It's going to be 2 battles. It's like, I have it listed here. 1 Ghost Armor, the next one will be 3 Slug, 1 Ghost Armor. I'm going to make sure I get that one within 60 steps of the like screen trigger to transition. We're just going to run into a wall here for a bit. There it is. Fun little quirk here. If you get the battle any closer than where I got it, it'll actually give you an incredibly long loading screen that'll last like 10-15 seconds or something. Why? I have no idea. But so we want to make sure we're far enough away from that. And then Zombie Dragon. My minute here isn't as like good just because this is the one I routed at the airport. This was a last resort kind of thing. And as long as the rest of the route works, I don't have to be super picky. Attack, Dancing Flames, and defend, and you medicine. Gremio. Gremio gets beat up a little bit in this fight, so we want to medicine him early.
And just as a heads up, we are coming up on the castle naming incentive right after this fight. So if there's any last minute snipes, this is your final opportunity, but we'll need that pretty much as soon as this fight is over.
So Zombie Dragon always opens with that Fire Breath attack. There's some fun quirks to it though. So having a fire rune on you makes you resistant to this fire element, so Cleo takes less damage. Ekdol solely gives him resistance to all elements, so he takes less damage. But the weird one is, for some reason, the bottom right slot, slot 6, also takes half damage from the fire breath attack. No idea why, but it's very handy because if I'm off my nip, I don't know what stats my Camille's gonna have, and fire breath is a kill like range for her if I'm not nipping it. So I think I'm on this turn. I could check my cards. Also, the biggest like crits we can get in this fight is Victor. He has like a highest attack power at the moment, so I'm trying to get crit him as much as possible. So I'll often defend with some characters just so he gets a crit. It is like more damage overall. Like at this point, I have enough damage that I don't need to add more attacks, so I'm gonna do it anyway because it'll push RNG forward a little bit, so I can get my lightning crystal drop. And because the loop joins shortly after this, and with my stat growths, they're all based on the ending RNG, so that'll give me better stats overall. Alright, then finally attack, and Dancing Flames, and Zombie Dragon should go down to the Dancing Flames.
Yeah, so we're probably good to close that incentive.
Also watch the damage on this. We do this twice. That's why 91 magic is so important. If we don't have 91 magic, we can only do this once. And you can see it does like 900 damage almost.
Yeah. Lightning crystal and everything.
Let's go. Big drop. It's actually one of the like more likely drops to get in the run. I think it's an 8% or 4.5, 1 in 8. All right, castle name.
All right, with $25, the castle name is Spam-A-Lot. Capital SPAMALOT.
I went the long way. Suboptimal.
He's
I
losing
think.
frames.
If you have any other messages, feel free. Now's a decent little time where things gonna go on.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Yes, we do have a number of messages, including from our anonymous dad. We have $25 from an anonymous donor. Thank you so much. $25 from Imp Man that says, what's better than Suikoden? More Suikoden. Let's get this incentive met. We're almost halfway. And Imp Man is referring to the Glitch exhibition, which has $593 put towards it out of $1,250. So if you want to see that, I mean, we've got a couple hours left, but that's still a long way to go. So please get your donations in right now. We have $2 from Anonymous Dad. Keep coming, Anonymous Dad. Keep them coming. So as far as running these manipulations are concerned, RJ0 really cleans your clock. Thank you, Anonymous Dad. And then we have $25 from Code Gorilla, who says, I want to see this glitch exhibition, so put this donation towards that. Let's make it happen, everyone. Agreed, Code Gorilla. Let's make it happen.
I did not know what to do with that.
Same.
But yes, please, the Glitch exhibition will be extremely cool. There are tons of very interesting things that I'm sure the average Joe has not seen, and Zero is prepared to show off, so.
Some glitches are as new as like 2025.
I know.
That'll be very useful for some people casually, I'm sure. There's one that comes to mind.
Yeah, they're very cool, so make it happen. You got time. Not a lot of time, but it is time.
All right, so we have another really important minute coming up here. For anyone that's played this game casually, you know about the Wheel of Misfortune, as we affectionately call it. This was the thing that made us discover Minute, because this thing is awful. I don't remember the exact odds. It's like a 1 in 30 or something chance of hitting the right spot, and it can force you to do like forced battles, which are resistant to fire, so you can't clear well. It's terrible. But we are going to manip this. If I don't hit this, I'm going to cry. So we're looking for a right and left. Good. Talk to Kryn. This is another case of us using an NPC indicator to know when we're in like the right part of the RNG. Then we should see 3 robot soldiers as our first battle. And after that, it'll be a 6-soldier fight. And then 6-soldier fight, we have to force in a specific spot or we're in trouble. I can try to like improvise a backup after that point, but it'll be rough. I'll have to do like versions of this that I haven't done in a very long time. I'll have to like do it manually, essentially. There's our 3 soldier. Alright, I want to grab a speedrun piece here, but I'm just gonna do it on the return trip. I don't remember exactly how much wiggle room I have here. But we're gonna run into this wall for a while. This will force this battle, and here I need to have perfect movement, so I'm gonna do this a little slow. Alright. And if I did everything correctly, we will get first try wheel right here. Yeah!
I don't know if we ever explained like when you're in a dungeon and you could just run into the wall to keep advancing RNG.
Yeah. So we haven't really covered Grace Period. So every time like you enter an area or you get a battle, the game will give you a grace period of a certain amount of steps where you can't get battles and RNG doesn't push forward. If you run into a wall at that point, nothing will happen. But as soon as you're out of grace period, every time you bonk into a wall, every frame, advance RNG by 1. It's another battle check. So if I'm out of grace period, I can just run into a wall like that in a certain spot, and that'll let me get the like battle at the exact right spot on the exact RNG I want. And it's a great way to essentially line up your RNG to like the exact spot you want. I am gonna grab this. This is very much a backup thing, marathon strat, but it's a speedrun piece. You can use it on a character to give him 1 speed. I'm gonna hopefully never need it, but I can use it to break a speed tie. Oops, extra battle. That's fine. My movement here was a little bit lackluster, but that doesn't hurt anything. Just a little bit of time loss. We're fine. We're all fine.
And also, you may have noticed we recruited Rock in here. That's optional, but it does help with the war battles. It gives us some more units.
Yeah. So the war battles are also based on RNG, and depending on what units you have and like your army size, it'll kind of like be a little bit different each time. Rock will make one war battle faster, very early in the run, so he kind of just pays for himself right there in terms of recruitment time. But I also want to hit Castle level 3 before a certain point because it'll save me like 25 seconds or so. So it's another recruit towards that count as well. Alright, so yeah, by the way, we wanted to recruit Lapont. He didn't want to meet us, so we stole his family heirloom sword to get his attention. And then Kryn drank some of that bitter tea, tried to offer us.
Yeah, the gang was wise to his tricks after being tricked once before, so they made him drink it.
That's why he's napping over there. He joined your army after this, by the way. He's like, okay, you guys got me. I'll join your army.
Nobody asked. He just showed up.
Right. So, by the way, we stole his sword, but these guys kidnapped his wife. So we're going to help him get his wife back.
He's Harrison Ford.
Orange Harrison Ford.
Your orange Harrison Ford, yeah. His Harrison Ford, yeah. That works on a lot of levels. That tickled my brain.
So here I want to watch Cleo speed. I already saw it early on Zombie Dragon, so we should be good. She'll have 79. I can kind of keep an eye on victors here. A lot of these battles, I need to keep track of like my magic speed stats, so I'm just eyeballing it all the time. I need to know certain values before certain points. 65, nice and slow. And Cleo should be 79 from Zombie Dragon. She won't gain any levels before it's relevant again.
Also, a fun thing about this game is like when a character joins, they automatically get put into like the last open spot. So Lapont joins with his sword, but he can't actually attack from the back row. Not that it matters at all for this run at all, but if you're playing casually, back, okay, well this guy with his sword is doing nothing.
It's helping. Moral support.
I mean, immense aura. That always helps. You got to riz somebody up, put Lapont in there.
Alright, so 2 soldier fights done. You might recognize Craze from earlier. He's the one that kidnapped Lapont's wife. And look, Pawn's back. He's been working with Craze this whole time. And he's like, you know what? I don't like Craze anymore. Not my friend anymore. Well, he actually calls him a pig in human skin. And here you have the option to let him live or not. We're gonna kill the animals.
It's actually a little faster to do it.
Yes. Not only do we save time, it also is a pretty satisfying.
Cathartic.
Honestly, yeah. Like, I'm not all about murder normally, but Craze kind of deserves it.
Normally I'm not about murder, but you know, sometimes you gotta murder.
Alright, so here we get Eileen and Lapont joining us, and Pawn joins us again. You do have to say yes, or the game won't continue. We also get some background recruits. We get Kryn, we get Jupo, we get Giovanni. Jupo's the guy that made all the traps in... So I think second down. Yeah, I actually should have looked at my notes before this. I didn't remember what to do. I'm using the BC indicator there to kind of know where I'm at. And moves down second time. Don't go that way. All right, walk to item shop. Skip item shop. So I'm trying to do this fairly precisely just so I can land ballpark right RNG spot. This doesn't have to be perfect, but I do need to be somewhat accurate. I think we're a bit short on money. Okay, we're a bit rich. I never have this much money here since we don't normally do as much safety stuff. You got anything? No. I want to get rid of Cleo's medicine just so it's not clogging the inventory. We're going to buy a holy crystal for Victor. And we're going to...
And an escape talisman.
Yes, we're going to be using that shortly. Yeah, okay, I was supposed to run there. I didn't check again.
Yo, you're going purely off of vibes. I like that. I love that for you.
The reason it's so important is because there's a guy here named Stan. Stan didn't away. He likes to block the pier. And if that happens, I'm in trouble because I have to essentially reset the screen by running into a house or something, and that takes like at least, I don't know time, but pushes our RNG for like 600, and I don't want that. That is very bad for me. So I make sure that like with that movement, that there isn't a spot where he can move right to block me.
Yeah, moving one step out of line sent us into the chaos we were in earlier. Imagine having to run into an entire different room.
You'd be cooked.
Yeah, you'd be cooked, extra crispy.
Alright, so it's time for a banquet. This is the banquet I mentioned earlier. If I didn't talk to Matthew the first time by his house, we would get dialogue here. It doesn't affect anything run-wise, it's just slower. So, it's faster to talk to him there. But for anyone that's like trying to play the game casually, it'd be cool for you to see it. Alright, so this assassin sneaks in, tries to take the sword from us and kill us. He just goes away after 3 turns, so we're just gonna run away twice, fail.
Worst assassin ever. He's like, I attacked them twice, it didn't work. I gotta get out of here.
He's too powerful.
Yeah, this guy. And then it counts as like a mild, like tiny little EXP increase. It's such a weird thing.
Yeah, you get 5 EXP. I think you get a bit of money too.
Yeah, it's so strange.
Oh no, I'm out of here. Here's some cash. I was never here.
People come out to confront him and he just runs away and they're like, well, guess we'll never see that guy again. And they're right, we don't.
He's gone forever. He just quit. He quit his job after that.
My father said I should have been a doctor.
So we're going to go down to the basement. We're going to encounter a new friend. He's an elf, Kirkus.
He's just napping at the pier, it's fine.
Yeah. He's not a very good swimmer. So yeah, he did a long journey here from the village of the elves to come, like, ask us for our help, because there's apparently someone named Kwanda, one of the generals. He has something called the Burning Mirror that he stole from the dwarves, who have a bunch of neat inventions. And they're going to use it to burn down the forest where, like, his people live. So he came to ask the Liberations Army help. He expects Odessa, but Odessa is gone, and we're, like, the temporary leader in charge. People don't know that Odessa's dead yet. We kept it a secret for Matthew's request, because he's a genius, so we listen to everything he does, like says. So,
We cannot think for ourselves. Matthew needs to tell us exactly what's happening.
There will be one instance where we don't listen to him, and you'll see what happens to us. All right, so we're going to add Cleo, Victor, and Luke. This is a pretty unique party, honestly, for this segment. I think it's fairly new, kind of exclusive to this category. Generally, we'd like to bring Eileen, because Eileen comes with an Earth rune, which is a very useful magic rune. But we make do without it. All right, 1 second. I need to read my notes again. Okay, we're just going ASAP. And then I need to see what NPC movement I'm looking for after that. Meanwhile, we are going to do a quick information swap before I forget. Put Victor to the front. This is essentially for stat manip. Also, this block isn't manipped here. This manip is honestly a bit half-assed, because once again, this is literally marathon only. I would never take a hard reset here on the normal run, so everything here, I just need to make sure the rest of the route works afterwards. Otherwise, it's fine. It can be a bit slower. Oh, come on, game, stop it. All right, so NPC's gonna do a down, double left, right, down, right. Run into him before the highlighted down. Okay, so after he goes left, we can just start running to PC and chill it. Face me! We're very early. Like I said, I wasn't too picky here. We'll give him a little smooch. Staring contest.
A little smooth, a lot. Sheesh.
And there we go. So I think a battle first, and then we'll get a fight with 6 kobolds, which we're going to use again for EXP. It won't do much for our main party, but our secondary party, like Luke and Kirkus, they really need the levels. We're going to do it a bit weird, though. We can just clear it with a Firestorm, but if I do it with just a raw Firestorm, it doesn't give me good stat rolls. Honestly, even what I'm going to do, it's not going to give me the best stat rolls. I just couldn't find anything particularly good here, so we're going to have to make do. So turn 1, we're going to do this, attack 1, attack 2, attack 3. Get a crit there, it doesn't matter. Alright, and then we're going to Firestorm this turn, and clear them. The attacks didn't matter for damage, it was just to RNG manipulate. We can keep a little eye on Victor's speed here is going to get a level. I don't remember exactly what this is like characters, but none of it is too picky. 7, Victor's a bit fast. Kirkus is a bit slow too, but as long as I don't get crit by Gigantes or something like I did in practice, it should be fine.
Surely it can't happen a second time.
Surely. This game would never do that to us. All right, exit before. So I'm not too precise here with my exit, which means my Valeria stats will be randomized. If I was on route, I leave within the grace period of a battle. And then I enter Village of the Elves a certain way, and that means my Valeria stats will be the same way, assuming I do my movement properly. We're not precise here, so I don't know what I'm going to get, which is perfectly fine. It's not too specific. I'm just really worried about speed ties, and I do have to fix that. Might be a decent time for some messages, maybe a minute or two.
All right, we do have some messages. First of all, I want to point out that with these recent donations, we have hit and come through the total of $16,000. So thank you so much.
Let's go.
Let's keep going. We have $25 from an anonymous donor. Thank you so much. And then we also have $25 from 6 penguins. And with those donations, we are inching ever closer onto that glitch exhibition. So let's keep them coming. I would also like to point out that we have foreign language restreams. So we want to send shout outs to the people involved in those. Our French restream can be found at twitch.tv/LeFrenchRestream, and our Japanese restream at twitch.tv/Japanese_restream. If those restreams can help you better enjoy the marathon, please go check them out and send them some love.
Thank you so much. So we arrive at Village of the Elves. We go to meet the chief. He's a little bit racist against humans, so he throws us in jail along with Kirkus for bringing us along. It's supposed to be like their secret village. But Kirkus' girlfriend Sylvina, she believes in him. She trusts him. The village chief, he doesn't even believe that Guana can get the burning mirror, so they're just like full denial at this point. But Sylvina sets us free, and we're gonna continue our quest to try to save the village. Alright, so I do want my movement a bit precise here. We're gonna walk to the rune shop here, and this will be our longest rune shop menu of the whole run. I'm gonna focus for a moment. So everything we're doing afterwards. Or if one of you guys wants to do it, feel free.
Yeah, so I mean, he's like you said, he's swapping runes around. Took the holy rune off of Gremio, putting it onto Victor. We are putting a wind crystal onto Gremio, a lightning onto Cleo. I think Kirkus also got a wind crystal. This is all for Gigantus. But and funny enough, we used to take some routes might still take, but we used to take Luke. But we're actually going to get rid of him in the most baffling thing probably to any Suikoden runner or player, because Luke is just kind of a busted character. But we do not need him. We just wanted to make sure we got the rune on him for later.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. It's like, oh, next two bosses are weak to wind. We have a busted wind mage. Nah,
Get him out of here.
Don't need him.
This is too easy.
The problem with Luke is that he can't come with us to Dragon. So we're fairly limited what we can use him for. It's just like Dwarf Vault, and it's better to just set up more party members for like the fights that can be both like. What I'm trying to say is Kirkus and Gremio will be in both the Dragon and the Gigantes fights, so better to throw the wind runes onto them. And Cleo has Lightning, which we can use for Gigantes as well. He's also weak to Lightning. So Luke kind of just doesn't have a job. He has a Fire Crystal on him right now, which will be useful later in the run. But I'm not gonna clear any random battles here, so the fire doesn't do anything here. And a lot of enemies just resist it anyway. Okay, what battle am I on? Two dwarves. I do have to force a battle here in specific spots, so I'm gonna make sure I know where I'm at. 3 War 2 Eagle. A bit early, interestingly enough. No, this is fine. 3 Eagle. I'm gonna run up a bit more here just to get my step counter a bit more, because we have a big gap before the next battle.
Kirby just walks over and Gremio's like, that kobold. It's right there.
All right, we're gonna force this in a very specific spot right there. You can kind of use the tiles as an indicator. All right, and then walking on down. I think I've got everything committed to memory, hopefully. So we're gonna get through here as fast as possible. That looks good. I like that. See, went up right. That means we're on the right track. Right here.
I really like that building.
We were admiring the architecture.
Their own work.
And then to exit, we're going to run left because you can take a shorter path, but I want to push RNG forward more. There's 5 moving NPCs on the screen, so I have to be fairly precise. But I don't have to be perfect. I just have to land roughly in the right ballpark for the dungeon we're about to do, Dwarf Vault.
But yeah, so we go meet the dwarf chief, and like Zero said, he's like, I can't get the burning mirror, and then he like offers us a challenge to see if we can retrieve something from this vault. They're super cool puzzle vault with monsters in it.
Check out this puzzle, guys. Crazy.
Easy.
I can't believe you got it.
Nobody would have guessed that sequence. So we purposely did that with them so we land in a pretty good spot here so we don't see a battle for a bit. I think I'm actually a little bit late, but it should be fine. I think I should have seen one more battle early on that I didn't see. No, never mind. My notes say I'm wrong. What is that? Why am I going backwards? Somebody tell me.
I don't know, man.
I don't know what's happening. That's happened twice now today. All right. The movement here actually is a little tricky. It's hard to remember because the movement, like the rooms are straightforward, but there's a lot of them. It's kind of hard to remember which one you're on. All right. Another crazy puzzle here. We're gonna go on this platform. And we're gonna go on this platform. We did it!
Super secret vault puzzle where you just walk on one platform. Wild design from these doors.
I can't believe somebody stole from here.
They're so
Crazy.
superior.
What are we on right now? 2 dwarf. Some more battle here. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Very difficult also.
Who are you calling?
Yeah. Like,
Tom, I want him to listen to Funky Town. Shout out to Tom. He's the one that like made that joke. Another Suikoden runner. He's like the other guy that does all this RNG manip stuff with me. All right, we're gonna force a battle right before this. This should be 2 red soldier. And I was a bit lazy with this backup because I never want to use it again. So we can just use our best spells. McDole can attack and return. So McDole's attack isn't necessary for damage, but it puts Gigantes in a busy state, and that makes my speed with Cleo not matter. Because she gets roughly the same amount of speed as Gigantes. So if I didn't do that, I'd have to make 2 different setups. One for slower Cleo, one for faster Cleo. And this also just happens to give me good stats. This one I just kind of stumbled into on accident. A lot of the others I used like totally for. But this will give me pretty good magic growths on all my characters, which is very handy. Attack again. Oops, don't need that Cleo. And defend, and he will go down to the Raging Blow. Nice crit. Doesn't matter in the slightest, but it looks cool.
it's very dramatic.
Like, I'm doing it.
Meanwhile, Cleo's blasting for 1200 from the bag. McGill's like, yeah, my stick.
All right, so we have pretty good speed. Victor 69, nice. Valeria 71. I'd even start that sentence with that joke like in mind.
That's how brain rotted we are.
Very accurate. That battle subtly always happens there. No biggie bow. Doesn't change anything. All right. This is why the money route's precise. Hey, stop it.
Hey, guy.
Don't do that.
Get out of the way.
All right. We have to sharpen our weapon. So Dented Razor is going to sharpen his razor.
Wolffang Razor.
Got a new name. So we're going to get this to level 8. I can't go higher because I have all this extra money from doing marathon stuff. I'm just going to pretend we don't. My goal is to not touch the Marco money, essentially. I know we're going to go into it a little bit because of like the hard reset backup, but I want to pretend it's not there, just so we can get like a more authentic experience of what the rad should look like. So, sadly, the tool that I used to manipulate the next part, I didn't upload it correctly before I left, so I don't have access to it. So we're just going to just do this. We're going to... Yeah. What I'm trying to say is, normally what you would do here, on this trip down, you would use the battles here. And you can even manipulate the battles you get here to get less. But use the battles to know what RNG you're on, exiting the trail. And you're going to combine that with like walking a certain way before we get to Kobold Village to enter on a specific RNG. And we would use that to, 1, manipulate a run from the force battle there, which is one of the only force battles in the game that I can run from. And 2, to manipulate Kurumi stats, because it's nice if we can get them like a speed value that works well for us. But since I messed up and don't have that tool, we're just going to bribe that battle because it's a 50-50 and I don't want to deal with it. We have extra Marco money we can burn. And we don't have to worry about manipulating like Kurumi stats because I can't anyway.
Turns out we were a little late. Kwanda used the Burning Mirror on the Alpha Village, and that was what they were kind of looking at in the background there, was the Elf Village on fire.
Yeah, Kirkus narrates it for us beautifully. Kirkus, after returning from Dwarf's Village. Oh no, what's that?
Just some more goofy translation stuff.
Yeah, I think the bug there is everything's just offset by 1. Everyone's 1 line off. Although I don't know who was supposed to say that. It doesn't make sense no matter who says it. Imagine it was McDole, silent protagonist, narrating.
It was you. You said it.
I didn't even know. Alright, so we're just gonna walk to the village. We're gonna have a very tragic scene here, but why do that when we can listen to more messages from our host?
I don't want to be sad.
Yeah, let's be happy.
Tell us happy things.
Ignore the sad music.
Wait. Too late. Big tree burned down.
Yeah, we were too slow. We tried our best. We even sped ran it, but it just didn't work out.
I mean,
You know, I blame Taiho. We took longer because he didn't cooperate, so it's Taiho's fault.
that's probably true about like almost anything that happens. Just blame Taiho.
That's actually incredibly accurate.
But, you know, Kirkus sees this. Obviously, this is pretty traumatizing. He just kind of wants to give up. Throws his ring that he had for Sylvina. But Gremiel's like, don't give up hope. And Kirkus is like, okay. And then we just keep going.
Yeah, sure. I'm okay.
Yeah, it's all fine.
Let's fight on. So if I was still on Manip, I would use like my position near the trees there to kind of like push to a certain spot. But since we're not, we're just gonna go in. We haven't mentioned this yet, but towns kind of have like voting zones too. And they're like kind of like 3 away from each town, every direction. And when you enter a loading zone, RNG actually stops moving forward for a bit, so until like the town loads in. So we kind of take advantage of that sometimes to skip battles or land a little bit more precisely. It's also very annoying because on MU, it's a little bit different. It'll like load in faster or slower. I don't remember. I think it loads in slower. So I have to kind of like fake it when I'm routing.
Good thing we got Kiramini. Oh, they put him in the back again.
Yep. It's fine.
Doesn't matter though. Like I said, we ran away from this fight. Which honestly, I didn't actually know you could do that.
Yeah, so this is one of the few forced battles where you can run away, which means they can also bribe. If I was on Manip, I would run from it. I would set up specifically so I can run, but since I'm not, we're just gonna bribe it. This is where the Marco money's nice. But anyway, turns out Stallion got Sylvina out of there, and we got help from Matthew and our army, and we even have Humphrey back. We've met up with the hideout people. So now we're gonna have our first war battle. Who wants to explain war battles? Seiglance, you explain war battles.
It's rock, paper, scissors. There you go.
It's not wrong.
That is basically it. You got 3 moves you can do. You can charge, you can do bow attacks, and you can do magic attacks, and they do kind of counter each other. So you want to pick the counter of the move the enemy is doing. Charge defeats bow, bow defeats magic, magic defeats charge. And then, but there are some specialty moves that you can do with certain characters you recruit, like sussing out the next attack, trying to convert enemies to your side, random extra attacks, but for the most.
The thieves try to steal $2,000 too.
You love it when you're playing casually. It's like, I want to know what they're doing next. Let's use a thief. Here you go. We did it. 2,000 bits. Here you go.
That's not what I asked, Bryn.
But yeah, this is also really important for this run because it's an RNG reset. This consists of RNG, resets the RNG consistently to a certain value, so I know exactly what's going to happen here, which makes it easier to play for. Sometimes I'll adjust my actions to like hit a certain RNG. Like maybe a second charge would have put me in a better spot, but I know for this one, it's just better to do magic charge. That's not the only thing that's happening here. Certain war battles will always do certain moves at a certain turn. For example, Quanda's charge is always turn 1 in this battle, so it's not all manip, even if you're playing casually. It'll always be turn 1 Quanda's charge, so you could always open with magic on this one.
Kind of like all the like little lemmings sprites that they have.
Yeah, it's cute.
I think it's funny. For something that's actually quite horrible.
There are like interesting mechanics behind this in the run too, but they aren't relevant for a bit. We'll explain them later. We also try to always use magic because that's the best animation, especially if you can do a bunch in a row, because they have to like form into a circle to use magic. And if you do a bunch in a row, it doesn't have to keep doing that animation, you can just do it once. Alright, so I do have to check Hermini speed here since it's not Manip. I don't know what he has. So let's check. You have 71 speed time, my favorite. But this one should work fine. I don't think I have to fix this one. And then we do this formation. Alright. So let me see here. I should be... Okay, I see the fight I'm on. Yeah, this one works because Kirimi never does any mech in this fight. There is one thing that I ran into practice that could be annoying, and that's if Victor actually crits, there's a chance I kill too early. And then I won't know how to set up my next part. Alright, so this battle always happens here. This is thanks to RNG reset, and then we enter with 60 steps, so I'm always on the same RNG entering this fight, which means we can manipulate. So this should open with Lightning Curve. It could be wrong, I've seen it be different, but after that it should sync up to my notes.
We get to use Valeria here. She's sick nasty in the first game. She can use her Falcon Rune from the back row as much as she wants, like unimpeded. They kind of correct that in the second game.
Alright. Oh, in the second game, I thought I meant like the remaster.
No, in the remaster. It still works. Yeah, in the second game, like spoilers, I guess she's in it.
Yeah.
She can still use her Falcon Rune, but I don't believe you can even use it from the back row, and she gets unbalanced when she uses it now.
It got nerfed, but we still have that crit chance to get like the 5x multiplier.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
It is pretty fun.
Falcon. No, attack this turn. Oh no, we almost messed up. Wait, just making sure. I thought I felt something weird. But you notice how we're getting all these crits. This is routed. I did manipulate all these crits. The one thing I'm scared of here is Victor critting. It could actually mess me up. Okay, he didn't crit. We're chilling. So do lightning onto McDole. We're taking a bit of a beat here, but he resists all elements, so he doesn't take too much damage.
So is there a reason with all of the other attacks being manipulated why Victor would or wouldn't crit? Like why his is different?
Stats based. It's like based off his skill lock combo.
Gotcha.
That's what he uses for crits.
Gotcha, that makes sense.
Also, I got the turn wrong. This is a turn where he might crit. Let's see. Yeah, there's a crit. No, Victor, why? Why'd you do so much damage? So yeah, in practice, I had this exact fight, and I had I killed this turn, which wasn't supposed to happen to improve things off a bit. If that happens, we're just going to do non-minute Wanda, which it's fine. We just got to do a duel properly. We'll be okay.
Yeah, just do it right.
Yeah. Just don't pick the wrong dialogue options like I did in my other practice.
Victor's angry.
Yeah. Hey, it's better than angry being Mr.
Mister.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I was afraid of there, sadly. But this is why I opened my duel guide tab from Suikoden stores before I started the run, just in case.
Yeah, so like if you play this game more than once and you get to this section, since the war battle does reset the fight, you'll notice that like you'll probably end up doing very similar things if you take the same route, which is probably something that would have indicated that the RNG may have something going on with it early on. We used to affectionately call Victor Mister because he seemed to miss at the same times all of the time.
Damn. All right, good. I guess he has 2 damn lines. I skipped it too early, so I wasn't sure. I just like I sent it. Oh, well done. Oh, beautiful duel. That's actually perfect. Return's the best he can do.
Yeah, so if it's Manipped, he could just pick the options like without even needing to pay attention to the dialogues. But if you're not Manipped, it kind of works in a rock, paper, scissors style. It's like less countery, like they all don't counter each other necessarily.
It wasn't Manipped, now it is, because now I know I can just add 0 steps and I'll get a good duel. So
Yeah.
I just throw that into my notes now and I know that'll work, which is nice.
So nice job.
Yeah, routing in the marathon run, let's go.
Like, unfortunately, we also have the dialogue options. He doesn't have like an infinite amount of dialogue, so we can prep for having to not have it Manipped.
Actually has a funny system. So there's like 10 choices for like attack, defend, desperate attack, but if you pick the right option and at the start of the fight, it'll only be a pool of 4. So you don't have to know, if you do everything right, you only have to know 12. Well, we do RNG Manip, so we don't have to know any normally. Anyway, so you have the option there to kill Kwanda. It is incredibly important that we keep him alive because the whole route assumes he lives, and that affects all the war battles, which will affect everything afterwards. So, and plus we need more recruits for Castle 3 later on. So Kwanda must live. It's actually faster to recruit him than it is to kill him anyway. Or I guess it breaks even eventually. I think it's 3 seconds slower to kill him, but he gets some of that back in like the final cutscene with Barbarossa because he walks out. But Kwanda segment done. Let's go. This was the scariest part of the run, like up to the Kwanda war battle, and we got past it without losing the run, so I'm happy. Good time for donations or anything else right now, by the way.
Sure thing. We have a few. We have $25 from Decepticreep. We have $18 from Evelyn, who says, making a contribution. And thank you, Evelyn. We appreciate that. And then we have $2 from Anonymous Dad, who says, the elf village is famous for its s'mores.
Oh my god, that's dark.
In fact, they're going to have a big s'more festival while we are away at Dwarf Village. I hope nothing bad happens.
Well, unfortunately, something bad happened. I didn't get any s'mores.
Yeah, we're pretty hungry over here. Where are our s'mores?
I would also like a s'more if there's a spare one, please.
You're just as in this as we are.
So you might be wondering, why do we bring Victor along with us to Gigantes? Like, what's he doing there? What value does he provide? He didn't even do anything there. The reason we did it is so we can give him this holy rune, pretty much, so we can now run. That also means that Gremio doesn't need to get a holy rune, so then I can give him a wind rune. So I can get a better dragon fight, and I can just set up for fast run, which is kind of nice. Doesn't make a huge difference, but it's worth doing. There isn't really anything better to use our character stuff for.
So anyway, like, story-wise, Flick shows up with the rest of the soldiers, and the beans finally get spilled that Odessa has died, and Flick does not take it very well because they were romantically involved, and he runs away, but all it takes is Victor and Dented Razor to go and be like, hey man, can you just come back? And he's like, okay. So he does.
Yeah, come on, man, be cool. All right, fine.
If you need me, I'll come back. So this is a cutscene. Every time your castle levels up, you'll get a little cutscene as you enter it.
Yeah, that's the only one we see because it only happens if you enter by boat. And I never want to enter this place by boat again. We'll have a better method of transportation very shortly.
Boats are cringe.
All right, so anyway, we got a lot of troops back when we reunited with Humphrey and Sanchez and Flick. So now we're going to go attack Garen, which is like the gate between this and the area to the left, the Scarlicia area. It's actually a pretty easy battle, but this is where Rock comes into play. If I didn't have Rock, they would do a charge into a bow, I believe. and Bow beats Magic. So we can't use 2 Magics in a row, which is the fastest thing we can do. But if we recruit Rock, because our army size is a little bit different, we actually end up ending up on slightly different RNG. So we'll get 2 charge attacks instead. And that is very nice for us because then we just do double Magic. Also, I should mention War Battles, they have like a pool of possible actions. This battle, for example, can do 3 charges and 2 bows. And it will never repeat until you go through the whole pool. So if you do battles fast, you'll know like what every time they do something, you'll know what can't show up, essentially, because it's already been used. So I just Magic, and then we Magic again. Vicky, oh, Magic, use Magic. Me?
Yeah, you.
She doesn't know magic. What do you mean?
The lady that teleports us all over the place doesn't know magic.
She says, uh-oh, before she teleports you too, I'm pretty sure.
Her biggest Suikoden 2 when she teleports you into, like, Forest Village when you're trying to go to Radat.
Or you get teleported into the secret room of Radat twice.
In a row.
In a row.
That is genuinely impressive. I think it's, like, less than 2% chance. I think it's 2% chance to get a bad teleport, and then, like, on top of that, it has to get the location. So, pretty crazy. All right, I'm gonna have to put a lot of here.
Yeah, we're going immediately against Matthew's better judgment. This is the part where Zero is alluding to us ignoring Matthew. Flick's like, we should just keep going. Let's go attack Scarletisha. And Matthew's like, I don't like this. But we're like, no, we're going to listen to Flick, the guy who was just mad at us 5 seconds ago. But now he's our best friend.
He's kind of a hothead in the first game.
So notice, they have double our army size, and then look what happens to us here.
Yeah.
We're all over.
We literally lost 5/6 of our army in 1 moment. Thanks, Flick.
We're all
We're all over. We should retreat.
Alright, so now we decided we should maybe do some scouting before we... Only took most of our army dying.
Yeah, we go round up a new army. We're going to go do some scouting.
But essentially, we gotta like use this like poisonous pollen to wipe us out. So we're gonna try to figure out how to bypass that. Also, Gremio wants to come with us. Victor's like, nah, you shouldn't. I have a feeling. And Gremio just kind of forces his way into the party, so we're gonna bring him.
Yeah, the foreshadowing in this game is like really ham-fisted. Like they do not even try to hide stuff coming up.
What are you guys talking about? He's gonna be fine.
Seiglance, please.
What? What do you mean?
Don't gaslight us.
Alright, so I want to do some fairly precise movement here. We're not gonna skip town text. I haven't really mentioned that, but every time you enter a town, there's like a tag where it shows you like the name of the town. And you can't skip that, but NPCs are moving in the background while it's loading. So if I want to be precise, I don't want to skip it, but if I don't want to be precise, I do want to skip it. Because it's faster to skip it, it just saves time.
We're kind of doing like a little area tour, making some necessary stops. We recruited Hellion there, which also gives us access to the blinking mirror, which will let us go back to the castle instantly from the world map. We won't have to use the boat like we were talking about anymore.
I took 1, 2, few steps there. Yeah, that's what I thought might happen. That is a run action. Nice, okay. I was early, but not too early. We don't have to bribe. Not that we can't afford it, but...
Yeah, so Zero's trying to manip the encounters he gets by taking some extra steps in ante, and then kind of hitting these areas so they're open to be teleported to.
Yeah, I'm going to use Nocturne turn. We're just tagging all the towns. You pretty much can teleport to most areas once you visit, and some of them are a little bugged and you have to like enter them twice. Like Village of the Dwarves, for example, isn't in my teleport list because reasons. I don't know.
That was their last trick, the last puzzle.
I think somebody explained it that you have to enter from a specific direction, like the top or something.
No, definitely not, because you enter it from both sides. And,
Well,
yeah, I don't know. I do know if you, like, exit one more time and then re-enter it, then it'll pop up. And 90%, like, glitched. You can skip a Kaku trip, and then Kaku doesn't show up unless you re-enter it once intentionally. There's, like, quirks in this game like that. The most annoying thing is when you're not supposed to do, like, a re-enter an area, but you do it on accident, so now you have it in your teleport list, and everything is offset by 1. And you just have to remember it constantly for the rest of your run. And on top of that, like RNG is moving forward based off NPC movements in the Biki menu, where you choose where you teleport to. So it's also part of the manip. So everything takes a little bit longer, which throws you off even more, and it's good times. Also, we encountered some rapids, so we're gonna go back home.
Rapids.
What do we do?
Yeah, so we get to use our blinking mirror for the first time just to get back to the castle. Zero also menued the escape talisman he has onto Dented Razor.
Yeah, so the escape talisman you get on Stallion and Kryn, they're very special. They have near infinite use. I think it's 255, which you should never get through, hopefully. But they're bugged, technically. It's not supposed to be like that. That's Programming error, we don't, we allowed it, because what are you going to do, not use Escape Talisman? It's like, it's fine. That doesn't make too much of a difference. You can just pick up some extras if they were working properly. Does that still work in the remaster?
I think it does.
Okay. It was intentional, though. But yeah, we find some people that know how we can get past the rapids. Gen and Kamendal, who like to argue like an old couple. Sadly, they are forced in, so we have to kick someone out. I'm going to kick out Stallion.
Because he's the only one you can kick out. The entire party is forced right now.
Luckily, it's not going to be for long. I did mess up my movement a little bit in Recon, so I am actually going to make an executive decision and walk to Recon. This will push my RNG about 100 less than teleporting, because no one even PCs here. And nice, we got no battles. We got lucky.
Yeah, so they've invented a steam engine that we can just, attach to this normal boat.
Yeah, you just throw it on there.
Yeah.
But no, they do spend the night doing it.
Yeah, we're going to stay here, get some story. Gremio is...
They can get all sentimental with us.
Yeah, getting a little sentimental while we're asleep.
Yeah, it's going to talk to us while we're sleeping. We can relate. We do this in our hotel room all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I woke up this morning and Zero was just standing over my bed.
It's true. I was whispering sweet nothings into his ears.
But we're awake now. They're done fixing the boat up.
We're going to head on out of here. And
It's
take a
going to
look at
look
the
super sick.
So the game actually tells you like nothing about why we actually want to go that way. I think I got lost here the first time, and I'm sure a lot of people did casually. But it turns out there's a doctor that lives down there. There's like one NPC in one town that mentions something about it. That's it. Here we're going to go meet Luikin, who is like a world-famous doctor. He's retired now. He doesn't want to be part of local war or anything anymore. But
He's living as a hermit all the way out here.
yeah, we're going to ask him to help us out.
And he's going to join, and everything will be fine.
Barely. I normally ask for more messages here, but I want you guys to witness this cutscene first. It's
Yeah,
pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, we could probably jump right in after it. See, look at that, we did it! Right over those rapids.
Yeah, you're just like, we have an engine on our boat now. Even though we're going to save speed, it's surely fine. Luikin's like, it's finally happened. You want me to make you medicine? Nah, I'm retired.
Somebody finally drove over the rapids. I don't know how I got here.
I could have sworn there was a dragon sound there. I was looking forward to it. Anyway,
It's,
here's Milik. He's going to kidnap
I think
Luikin.
there is when Milik leaves.
Just grab him. There
Yeah!
you go.
Elephant dragon.
But yeah, we're just adding that. Oh no!
oh, no.
Yeah,
I almost had him.
The step forward kills me. He's like, I could have done something about that.
He was too fast. Gave a whole monologue, and then we couldn't stop him. All right. So we're going to go talk to Mappy, get some advice. I am going to switch my party out real quick, but in the meantime, we have time for a few messages.
Alrighty then, I would like to remind everyone that we are doing all of this work on behalf of NAMI, which is the National Alliance on Mental Illness. NAMI serves as the preeminent resource for people searching for life-changing guidance, information, and support as they navigate their mental health conditions. Their website alone, NAMI.org, serves over 12 million unique visitors annually. And we in NAMI understand that the last few years have been a stressful time for many people across the world, and this has put a huge strain on many people's mental health. In the United States alone, 21% of adults reported suffering some kind of mental illness. That's roughly 52.9 million people. Please remember to reach out for help if you feel like you need it. You are not alone, and we would like to once again direct people to the NAMI website, which is nami.org, if you feel those resources can help you.
Thank you so much. So here's a fun cutscene. So this is Kimberly. We need her to do some work for us, but she doesn't want to unless she gets a date with Flick. That's her requirement. Flick just found out his girlfriend died, so is not very happy about this. It's like, and Victor's just like, yeah, do what you want with him. Get this cute little awkward cutscene here. Yes, ma'am. That's how I talk to the girls on my dates too.
The Flick and Victor's relationship between this game and the second game is honestly one of my favorite things about both of these games.
Same here. They're such an iconic duo.
Yeah.
Like you and me.
Yeah. Sorry, Seiglance.
That's okay.
Okay, thanks. Thanks for understanding.
Who's the protagonist? This is the quiet one. This is Nicole.
Yeah, you're our silent protagonist. See, I think it's only so we're getting we came here to find Kimberly and another guy called Tesla to help us forge a note that'll let us into the prison to go free.
Sadly, we don't know where Tesla is though. We're talking to Albert. So.
Yeah, this is Albert. He's gonna hopefully tell us where Tesla is.
Victor's giving him a pop quiz. Who's your mom? Dad? Grandpa? Grandpa?
Then eventually he gets him to he gets to catch
Eventually
him
he
in the
slips.
act.
Yeah. That's normally how you talk. Why you walk into a stranger's house? Tell me everything about your family.
I think if I'm not mistaken, so they have these two to help forge us a note, but I'm pretty sure Kimberly can't read, which is interesting about her ability to like forge notes.
And she's like, she's good with a pen, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, she's good at copying and mimicking handwriting.
All right, so we're gonna give Flick our first Earth rune of the run. And then we're gonna give Humphrey a Holy rune. We're gonna give him Gremio's. Well, the one that Gremio had originally, because he's not gonna be needing it for much longer. It's really nice on Humphrey because he'll be forced into my party at one later point in the run, and it's like I'm very short on people who can carry useful runes there because I'll need a lot of magic users. So it's just setting him up ahead of time essentially.
Yeah, Gremio is gonna have to go get milk.
He's not the only one. It takes a lot of people to go get some milk.
It's a heavy jug.
All right, so I'm looking for Sanchez right movement. That was the earliest I've been in like any run ever. It's a good thing. It actually means I did something right for once. So that's like an NPC indicator for when we can go to Sonier, and now we go to Sonier.
Again, it may not be going the way he thinks it is, but I mean, it is still very impressive that as it goes apocalyptically wrong, sometimes he just kind of forces through it and gets the things he wants eventually.
I'm doing a quick formation swap there. All that does is give me slightly better growths on McDole because he will be leveling up 2 levels here. This free nightmare fight, and this is why we needed to give Flick that Earth rune because these guys resist a ton of stuff. They're aptly named nightmares.
Yeah, most appropriately named enemy in the game. These cards suck.
They're so bad. We luckily don't, unless I mess up, we should never see any of their attacks, but they have incredibly long animations that push RNG forward like crazy. They do a good amount of damage, and they're the most expensive enemy in here to bribe. They're the worst of all worlds.
Everything about them is bad.
Yes. Okay, so next is free slime, then we'll see something else. I think that's like one card we can run from that one nightmare, and then the next one we're going to bribe. Luckily, you can enter here with no money, and it'll still work because the free nightmares that you kill gives you 3,300. It's like how much they drop, and then to bribe an enemy, it's essentially free extra, like their normal drop. So one nightmare to bribe is the same as like the drop of 3 nightmares. So you're guaranteed to have enough money here.
Take our money.
Yeah, enemies sure do love money in this
I
game.
know. I always love that concept in games of just like using money to get away from enemies. It's like, what is this? What are these slime people gonna do with the money? Where are they gonna take it?
Start a business? I don't know.
That would be funny if like later on there's just like a random slime guy business. What are you selling? Slime guy stuff.
Undiscovered secret, if you bribe enough slimes, they open a shop in Gregminster. Anyway, these 2 fights are forced. This is where Flick comes in with the Voice of Earth again. It's our best AoE magic. In fact, it's our only AoE magic available at the moment. I could bring someone else, but if I do, my XP gets split between my other party members, and I don't want that because McDole needs to be strong for a certain moment coming up really soon. And if I did bring someone else, he ends up like a level lower, which is enough to make a big difference. And you guys will see that, I'm sure. Alright, so everything is good. And the rest of the strip should be pretty chill.
Really high security prison. We gave them a fake letter, fought 2 sets of guards, and the other ones don't seem to care. So we're just gonna take Liukin out of here.
It's not their job, they're guarding those chests.
They're like, yeah, you can't have these treasures. You can have the guy though. I don't know what that guy's problem is.
We didn't like him anyway. He's been causing a ruckus. Yeah, gonna do the trip now. There is a big event coming up very soon. But yeah, so we never really explained how our protagonist rune works, the Soul Eater. We haven't looked at it since we got it. Right now, we only have 1 spell available to us, Deadly Fingertips. It essentially is an insta-kill on 1 enemy, and sadly, it does not work on bosses. Otherwise, we'd clearly be using that. The whole game would be trivial. But yeah, that one is never used. The next spell we get is pretty used, though. It's called Black Shadow. And it's just an AoE, like 350 base damage spell. It's really good. It does have a bit of a long animation, and has really interesting RNG quirks. In that it pushes RNG a very random amount, and it's kind of like based off camera. It could be like between 5 to 10,000 roughly, or like 11,000 So we have to use it in a very controlled manner. We can't use it willy-nilly. I have to know exactly what it's going to do. But yeah, you might have noticed a little trend. We unlocked Deadly Fingertips when Odessa died. So we're about to unlock Black Shadow. That means something bad might be happening right now. So Milik once again just runs in here, throws down these man-eating spores that's that little cloud on the ground, in case you couldn't tell clearly. And he locks the door behind him. Of course, we do nothing to stop him. So
Clearly he shoved us.
so Gremio is gonna sacrifice himself to lock the door behind him because it'll only be locked from that side.
And then the spores will make their way to North Window.
So rest in peace, Gremio. You'll be missed by some people. Some people here don't like him.
What are you looking at me for?
I'm looking at both of you,
That's it, Seiglance.
which is funny because he's the protagonist.
Yeah, what's your problem, man?
I wanted his axe.
So you pick up his cloak and his axe. For anyone that wants him back, you can do a best ending to get him back, but we're not going to be doing that today. We do not have the time, sadly.
Yeah, Gremio comes back with the milk and everything's great.
Yeah.
Because he clearly just, like, the milk's really heavy, so he couldn't bring his axe, and he had to take off his cloak to lighten the load a little bit.
And he's just hiding.
Oh, yeah. Perfect, Gremio. Mappy takes us back to the castle. He unlocks the door for us after we've gone for a bit too long. And here we get, like, everybody giving us their condolences, but yeah, we're not talking to people.
Yeah, I don't want to hear any of that.
Yeah. We got a job to do. We're going to go to the 3rd floor and start our next war battle. And this time we have the antidote for Mukin, so we can get past the Poisonous Pollen, we can have a real battle with Milik. Somehow the 5,000 troops we lost are just back. They were fine.
Well, that's what they were doing while we were gone. They went out and found new people.
Oh, I thought they were reanimating.
Maybe.
So, I mean, somebody might be doing that. I don't know.
Anxious?
Necklord?
Yeah, like they joined us by chance.
Necklord?
I didn't know we recruited Hugo's father. So once again, RNG reset here, so I know exactly where I'm at again, which means I know exactly what's going to happen in this war battle because RNG reset. Which means, yeah, I know how this is going to play out. So Milik does have a scripted action. On turn 2, you always do a Milik's attack, which is a magic, essentially. And when you do magic versus magic, it's essentially a 50-50. So the manip here is big, so like, makes this a lot faster. But after that, we run out of magic again, so we have to go into charges, sadly, a bit slower animation-wise. The thing is, the charges of what that we do here does change what RNG we land on, so we have to do specific ones. Humphrey's really nice because he has that da dialogue, so that goes through faster than everyone else. And we'll get this done here. I do need to use units of this power, or I'm going to end up on different RNG, and we might run into battles next dungeon, but this is perfect. We shouldn't have any issues. In worst case, we do have money to brag with, since we get backup money gathering.
We're loaded.
Yeah, we're pretty rich. Thank you guys for sending us your bits. We're putting them to good use.
Yes.
So here we're gonna go like storm the castle, so to speak, capture Milik, avenge Gremio. So Victor Flick joins us by default, and then we can pick our party, but we don't need to do one. We'll be fine. We don't need any help. You can skip the money pickups here. There's 2 items that I am gonna get though because Marathon, I want to be a bit safer. That is a magic robe. You can equip it for defense, but it sells for 7,500. Nice amount of money. This is a Spark Crystal. It's a rune that in theory lets you, a character with it attacked, a character equipped with it attacks. It means that everybody in your party should go after them. Like enemies won't get a turn, but it's bugged. So it doesn't even work exactly like that. Either way, we don't care. Rune slots are a precious commodity in this game, so I would never use it.
And much better in Suikoden 2.
Unless you're one of those characters that has no extra rune slots and then you just suffer. Alright, so here we get the choice. Do we kill Milik? And we're going to choose no. And then we're going to get one more choice. We're going to choose no again. Milik offers to join us here. Do one of you want to explain the Black Rune, perhaps?
The Black Rune? Oh, so all of the generals are kind of under, I guess, a spell of some sorts from a rune that Wendy has, the lady back at the castle in Gregminster. So as we're kind of defeating these generals, the effects of those runes are wearing off, and they're like, I don't know what I've been doing. And then you have the option to either, execute them or recruit them. And it seems a little like, since they weren't at fault there, you give them a second chance to come back. Milik's nice in that sense because it does give us a 3rd magic attack for our war battles.
Yeah, something we desperately need throughout the run. Very handy. It's a bit of a shame that he's so useful because cutting Milik, or not recruiting him, would save quite a bit of dialogue later in the run, but the magic is just worth so much. And I'd have to get someone to replace him anyway, so.
Yeah, Milik is a pretty good character too, casually.
Yeah, he's like a nice little frontline kind of hybrid mage sort of guy.
Because he can equip shields and heavy armor and stuff, so he's actually pretty decent.
And he has a good magic stat. Good underrated character. Anyway, we got a fight with Teo, our father, his back.
Yeah, every time we go into a war battle after doing absolutely nothing, it generally goes pretty well.
Yeah, so we're going to send our weakest units at him. I'm sure they can handle this.
I hate trouble.
They can double.
I'm Jupo.
I'm only good at machinery.
I built an elevator. What else do you want from me?
Alright. I might not have waited long enough there. I wasn't paying attention, honestly.
I'm old.
I'm old. Okay.
I wish I had values written down for this. Worst case, we'll be fine. It's not a huge deal. I just would like to know if I should bother trying to manip here or not. So when you do multiple charges in a row, we mentioned it earlier that there's weird quirks of units. Pretty much, if you want to do charge versus charge and you want consistent RNG mechanics, you need to wait for the units to get back to their original positions. If you don't, they'll kind of like start fighting earlier and then things will change. So I do not know if I waited enough on the second one. I kind of wasn't paying attention. But worst case, we'll be okay. I'm just going to try to win up the battles we get in the next segment. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Also, Han's going to hold off Teo by challenging him to a duel. Han's level 7.
He's got this.
Yeah,
he's got this in the bag.
I'll show you guys. If you guys want to see Pawn win this duel, level 7, or at least ways so you can get through this duel and survive, donate for the Glitch exhibition. Hashtag sponsored.
Paid actor.
Uh-oh. That's not good.
Well, you know, wait, it's fine. Gremio, we realized Gremio didn't come back with the milk, so we're gonna send Pawn.
We're sending
We really need that milk, Pawn. Don't let us down.
So this one's a bit unique in that you don't get a new Soul Eater spell, sadly, and this isn't a 4-step. You can win this duel. It's really hard. You have to grind him up, sharpen his weapon, give him good armor, all that stuff. But
yeah. In fact, you do need to win for the best ending.
Yes, it's one of the biggest challenges in doing that run. For anyone that's watched a one-way glitchless run, you have like a 7-turn fight where it's just Teo desperate attacking over and over again. You're countering like for 40 damage constantly. So yeah, Han's gone. Edge time. I'm wondering if I'm on the right RNG still, because Teo is supposed to defend there, but I feel like I remember the dialogue being different. I'll keep an eye out. I'll try to do it. If it doesn't work, and then we'll just have to bribe on the Cairo trip if we have to.
Yeah, don't look at me. I don't know what's going on here.
Same. Alright, so we get a pep talk from Lekna. She explains why Wendy's after the true runes. I forget. She has a tragic backstory or something. It's like, you know, pretty generic villain stuff.
Yeah, it's just like mad with power backstory.
Yeah. But Wendy has one half of the true gate rune. Lekna has the other. He's trying to stop her, but Wendy's stronger than her. And then she's like, you must never give her the Soul Eater, because she'll like destroy the world or something. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure she says it'll come after, like, not destroy her and take the other half.
That too. Yeah, that's why Lekna hides out in Magician's Island as well. It's like pretty forward to fight for her. Anyway.
Which is kind of funny because, like, you know, the castle is sending us to Magician's Island, so clearly they know she's there. Or maybe they just know she is an oracle of some kind. It doesn't know exactly who it is.
I'm sure Wendy knows everything, but
yeah,
I'm sure there's some reason why she's not going after it. Maybe she's not strong enough to just take it. I don't know. All right, we're gonna add Kryn here for reasons, and then I'm gonna check Kasumi speed. 140. No, whatever. I added her. It doesn't matter.
140 what?
147. Do your job, guys. Remember my numbers.
147.
147.
147.
All right, we're good. We're looking for that double movement from Flick and Sanchez. So Taiho, we bring along because you need to continue the story. We need a skilled boat pilot. Also, check out this dialogue. I don't really care about what these guys say. Would you like to take a boat ride? Correction, maybe later. Totally normal dialogue.
Beep boop does not compete.
Anyway, so we got an upgraded boat now, which means we can get past like all rapids on the map now. We are gonna go to Kaira because we gotta go to a secret factory where they're making the fire spears we gave blueprints for like an hour or so ago.
Yeah, they're just at this factory making them. Like, I wonder if they're ever gonna come for these things.
Ran a tiny bit because my movement was a bit off. But yeah, I did my movement in a precise way there, and that's why I waited for Never mind.
Oh,
Bears are drooling.
yeah, they sure are.
Okay, I'm just gonna ride this one. It's fine. We have bonus money. I did something wrong there. It's okay.
Those enemies are quite scary.
Siren, the bears or whatever. The sirens have long animations.
Yeah.
So it's not fun.
Hero's doing some nice tech here. If you go in and then leave and then teleport, you get put on the other side for some reason.
Yeah, you don't have to run through all of Kaleka.
Shout out to Tom. He's the one that found this really cool tech. This is one of my favorite things. Because Calico, we mentioned earlier that there's different grace periods. This is the town with the lowest, or dungeon, I guess. The lowest grace period in the whole game. Every 30 steps, it ends. It also has the highest encounter rate. So like dungeons, they have a base encounter rate of 2. It does like a roll, and then if it's under 2, you get a battle. Calico has an encounter rate of 4. So it's like double the encounter rate of everywhere else with half the grace period. It's pretty brutal. There's some in-between areas. For example, Mount Tiger Wolf is a really interesting one because it's an area where it's dependent on what screen you're on. Some of them have an encounter rate of 3, some of them have an encounter rate of 2. But luckily with Calico, with that little trick, we don't have to worry about it anymore. Also, we recruited Blackman. That is his name. I'm not being racist. So the reason we get Blackman is because we need to get Castle 3 before a certain point. I need one more character for it. Blackman's just pretty fast. And I can use him for war battles too. So he has his perks. Alright. So I am going to make a safety save here because if I mess up the next part of the run, it's just going to mess everything up. So we're going to put it in here real quick. Make it in. Stops. Nope. Wrong one. Save.
Long, awkward pause of saving.
Yeah, it takes a while.
You could probably sneak in something if you want, Quist.
Do we have time for a nice, heartfelt, longer one?
Yes.
Sure.
Oh, wonderful. We have a lovely donation from Speff for $108 that says, when my brother was in elementary school, he refused to read books but loved to play the original PlayStation. My dad had the brilliant idea to buy him a JRPG that he had to read to play, and Suikoden quickly became our favorite game. This game and all its sequels have been so important to us to this day and inspired us both to become professional game developers. I'm always so happy to see RPG LB showcase this incredible series, and Zero, this couch, and the rest of the community have made Suikoden runs so fun to watch over the years. This donation is in honor of my brother and his first daughter, who will be 108 days old next week.
Aww.
Her name is Odessa.
Aww.
Thank you so much, Speff. That's a lovely donation.
Thank you so much. I have a bit of a funny anecdote related to that too. This was I got this really early on when I was a kid, and I didn't know how to read English yet. So I was trying to figure out how to progress, and I got stuck at the very beginning of the game where you have the banquet with all your whole family and party. I didn't know I was supposed to sit down. I explored the whole world, couldn't figure out what to do. Just got destroyed on the world map. And once I got that figured out, though, it went a lot smoother.
McDole's like level 99. Just eat your stew, man.
I don't wanna.
Is there time for any other donations right now?
Yeah, you could do one or two more. Let me just quickly mention, we're gonna do this war battle in a very specific way to end up in a very specific spot afterwards. So you guys don't have to worry about that. I just gotta make sure the units are set to the right spots and use the right actions. Go ahead.
He's using weird units, seemingly weird units. It's on purpose.
All right, we have $30 from SuikoFan27 that says, Zero is my favorite speedrunner and cosplayer. Donation for the Kanan cosplay donation incentive. Hashtag Tybro. And we have $2 from Anonymous Dad that says, Seiglance doesn't like Gremio because he has an axe to grind.
I hate you guys. I know exactly who both of those are. There will never be a Kanan or Solemn Barrows cosplay. It ain't happening.
Could we make it a donation incentive to make it?
No, that's what I just said.
Are you sure about that?
If it's an incredibly high number, and obviously not this event, then I'll consider it.
You heard him, chat. Let's make it happen.
Hit that glitch exhibition.
Yes, please. We're at $721 now out of $1,250. Make it happen. We'd love to see it.
All right, so we won the war battle using the power of our fire spheres, and now we have a big duel coming up with Teo. Baller versus Sun Time. It's like, can we beat up our dad with a stick? Let's find out.
I say yeah.
Yeah, luckily Pawn, he fought hard, so he weakened him a bit. So he was only started at half HP, which is 180. Makes it a lot more manageable for us. Palm did his job. But luckily, since we're on RNG Manip, we know exactly what this to do. This is a duel that can, like, if you're not doing Manip, it can easily kill you if you're not very strong for it. But we know what he's going to do. He's going to do a wild attack at the start, or a desperate attack in this game, so we're going to defend. My sword is the Emperor's sword. Then he's going to attack me, so we're going to do a wild attack. Did you see that coming? Yes, I did, Teo. Also, he does still do a lot of damage. Like, look at my health bar already. So we're going to defend one more time, do another counter, and then we're going to do one more wild attack. Did you see that coming? Yes, I did, Teo.
Yeah, it's super easy to die here.
Yeah, look at how low HP I am. So if I was one level lower, I'm not sure I survived this. That's why my XP route's so precise. If it did come to that, I could equip the magic robe I picked up in Scarletia earlier to give myself like 22 more defense, and we'd be fine, but that takes time, and I'm a speedrunner.
Here, another tragic incident will unlock our 3rd level spell of the Soul Eater rune.
It's also the part of the game where it actually explains that mechanic for the first time.
Yeah, we get like an animation, I think, right?
Yeah, a little text box. Little ding!
In
Yeah,
this
there it is. Look at that.
big white light.
The Soul Eater beam.
I'll show you guys. Soul Eater level 3.
Where are the first two?
Or, don't ask about that.
All right, so I do need to be very precise here. I'm going to set up a certain battle right after we enter the next area. And I want to push RNG forward so I don't have to grind forever for it. But if I also can't miss it. I can't go too far. So I'm going to focus for a moment here. I don't like that. Okay, it's probably fine. So I essentially want to add 6 steps total. The step, okay, so common misconception, it's not actually a step counter here. I'm essentially using my steps as a measurement of time, because each step takes 4 frames, and the RNG is advancing like by 2 per frame, I think, on the screen. Because there's technically 2 moving NPCs in programming, even though they're not actually moving. It's still doing the check. So a lot of these like step manips where I'm like trying to be precise, the movement itself doesn't matter. Like I could take whatever path in most areas, unless there's like birds on the screen in Gregminster. It's all about the amount of time I spend on that screen. And the steps are just a form of measurement. But yeah, there's a lot of dug up graves here. Lormar was completely undefended. We find that a bit weird, but we're gonna go see what's going on. Victor and Cleo are forced into your party here, and we're gonna bring a few more people. I'm only gonna bring 2. I won't actually bring 3 people with me here, which people might find a little weird. Oops, no change. I'm satisfied, yes. So I'm gonna do my formation menu early just in case. It's better done a little later, but I just want to get it done just in case. I could be wrong where I'm landing, and then I do need this formation menu done before we get into the next fight. What we're looking for is 3 Hounds and the Whip Wolf, because the Whip Wolf is the only enemy in the game that drops a Resurrection Rune. So we're gonna do a Victor attack, a Firestorm of Luke. The Firestorm will clear the wolves, and then the Victor will crit. Let's go, Victor! And take out the Whip Wolf. And this will put me on the exact right RNG to get a drop called the Resurrection Crystal. I'm also manipulating stats, which is why the formation's important. Oh, 1 second. Speed tie, whatever, that's fine.
Yay, Resurrection Crystal.
So Resurrection Crystal is very unique. It's good against undead enemies. It's incredibly rare. Only 1 character comes with it equipped, and it's stuck on them, and they're not a very good mage. You also get them really late. And they come at a low level. There's nothing good about like what you have access to here normally. But since I got a crystal drop, and it's like a 0.26% chance off 1 enemy or something ridiculous, I can equip it onto a good mage, like Luke. And it's going to be very useful in the boss fight of this area. I don't want to spoil it too. Whoa, who are we kidding? Who hasn't seen Necklord before? This game is almost 30 years old now, if not more. Yeah.
Spoilers!
I'm sorry. So yeah, this Warrior's Village, they got a letter from Necklord or something like that, a message that he wants to take Tengar as his wife. They're not all about that life, and Victor recognizes Necklord. Necklord was actually the one who destroyed Victor's village, like off-screen earlier. Village of Northwind, I believe it's called in this game. I think it becomes Northwindo in Suikoden 2.
Yeah.
So Zorak is like giving us exposition here, and takes a lot of time in game, so now it's bench time. But the cool thing about doing that fight early on, it used to be done like later, or you'd use Marco here, which requires castle level 3 to have show up to set up the RNG. We do like the war battle, and because of that, when we enter the town, we're on the same RNG every time. So if I move the same way every time, I actually know how the next fight's going to go. Next fight's going to be a forced loss fight with Necklord, where you can't damage him, because we need to find a certain sword before we can do that. And because it's manip, we can actually get a pretty fast death with only 3 turns, if everything goes properly. So we're going to run out here. Necklord's come to collect Tengar. And Victor just jumps into combat because he really hates Necklord for completely justifiable reasons. These guys try to fight him. Does not go well for them.
I think Zoroark doesn't even try to go, but he still gets knocked over. His sprite is hilarious.
His aura is too powerful.
Yeah.
So we're going to run. This is going to hit McDole. This is really good because McDole resists all magic because of his Soul Eater runes, so the magic doesn't do nearly as much damage as everyone else. Then we're going to do a wind. Cleo has a lightning rune equipped, so she takes less damage from lightning, so it's nice that he does wind here. And 3 turns. Very clean.
Here we go. Yay, we lost!
Woo! Everyone's just taking a nap. And Tengar's like, spare everyone, I'll come with you to your castle and I'll be your bride. Because she wants to save everyone. Vix is like, yeah, I'll come save you. Be like, yeah, sure, buddy. Vix is like a new warrior. He's very, he lacks confidence, we'll say. All right, I gotta move. I gotta watch for an NPC here. We're looking for a downright down, probably from the bottom left guy. Yeah, there he is. Good. Another RNG manip. This will put me in the right spot roughly for the next dungeon. It also puts me into a really big gap here where there's no battles, which is nice. But before I enter, I want to do a formation menu. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, 5, 4, 2. 1, 2, 3, 5, 4, 2. When I say numbers like that, it's corresponding to the slots that characters are in. It's just a good way for me to remember. We're purposely going to take a few extra steps there because there is a moving NPC on the screen. I just want to push RNG forward a little bit. If I don't, there is one battle that we have to bribe at the start, and it costs a small fortune. We have that Marco money from the beginning, so we can't afford it here, but on a normal run, you'd be in a lot of trouble. I actually don't know how to recover it, honestly. So there's two Banshee fights we can run into here. I don't know which one we're going to land on. This is probably the first one, if I had to guess. And then we're going to get a battle for a group of 5, and we're going to kill that for EXP, and we set up a formation to get certain stats off it. We're trying to optimize magic and speed somewhat. So attack 1, Firestorm, attack. So Luke also should have Dancing Flames here. It actually depends on starting magic, but I don't want to use Dancing Flames because Dancing Flames pushes RNG forward by 150 more than a Firestorm. And we kind of like, there's a big gap. At this fight, we won't be able to take advantage of if we do that. And we're going to watch speed here. I actually didn't get a good look at all. It's okay. It's fine. I know what to do. It's more important after the next battle we do. So we're just going to run through this dungeon. If you have any messages, feel free.
We sure do. We have $100 from I'm Stranger that says, I love me some RPGs and love me some good causes as well. Good luck to the runners and big love to everyone organizing this. We have $1 from Suikoden that says, I liked the dragon's meow at the beginning. And we have $25 from War Omelette, who says, let's get those bonus songs and Rhapsody unlocked. More diva singing, more comba singing, more RPG limit break. I'm pretty sure that's a win-win-win situation. And to add on to that, we have a new RPG limit break channel emote called RPG Jam, which some people are showing off in the chat. And you can see it's a dancing music note, and it's very fun, and we want you to use that during the next run, which is Rhapsody, please. But for now, let's keep working on that glitch exhibition, which is currently still at $721 out of $1,250. So we're creeping up there, but we're also creeping closer to the end of the run. So please get those donations in.
Thank you so much. So anyway, we went to this cave to get the Star Dragon Sword, which supposedly can either kill Necklord or at least get rid of the barrier he has that stops us from damaging him. So we made it all the way here. Star Dragon Sword is mad that we woke him up and disrespected him, so he sends us to the past. Natural reaction. And here we meet young Ted before he gets the Soul Eater. It's a bit of exposition on how he got the Soul Eater. This is the village of the Hidden Rune. This is his grandpa here. He's the one that has the Soul Eater at the moment. And Windy finds us here and tries to take it from him. He uses the Soul Eater's power to kind of like get away, and then he ends it off to Ted and then goes to the Distractor. So this is the lore drop for Ted, pretty much. I don't know why you wake up a sword that sends you into the past. Like, that's just weird.
Just
but-
has a bad attitude.
Well, like, why the past? Why not the future? Why not the start of the cave? I mean, I'm glad.
Just sends us to robots.
We end up at like 2000 AD in Chrono Trigger or something. So made our escape, and here Grandpa gives the Soul Eater to Ted. Who's ready for some delicious water?
Mmm, tasty.
I am. I'm gonna have a drink right now.
Yeah, stay hydrated.
Look at this really long animation for this. Right. Going back to like the actual run and stuff, I do have to be very precise on the next coming screens because I need to enter Necklord's castle on a very tight window. There's a lot of moving NPCs around. Like that town, for example, we were just in had 3 of them. I can't dilly-dally anywhere. If I make movement mistakes, they actually are very punishing. But so far, so good. Delicious water!
Yum.
So that's actually a full heal. It's not like labeled or anything. So I'm sure some people haven't seen that before. It's a free little heal. It also doesn't do much though because you're done with the dungeon after this. I guess if you didn't have an escape talisman, you'd have to run back out. Then it'd be useful. Alright, so they decide to go after the Soul Eater because they still think that Grandpa has it. So we didn't end up having to fight Uber, whose presence were like, we just felt it was like, oh yeah, he'd kill us. But before that, we got to get this chest here. It was previously blocked. It's a Champion's Crystal. This is the most important pickup of the whole run. Champion's Crystal, what it does is if you equip it, you will no longer encounter weak enemies. That's the description. But it's more just like based off your sum of your party level versus the sum of the enemy party levels. There's a formula to it. I don't remember the exact thing. But pretty much with a 6-person party, I will only get groups of like 3 or above. And it'll cut out a lot of battles. It'll do a check if it's like a battle. And if it is, it'll do a check to see what kind of battle it is. And if it's like a smaller group where it's champion's level is lower than your champion's level, then you won't get the battle. Not only that, it also sells for a ton of money. It sells for 100,000, which will be very useful later on. We're going to use it, and then we're going to sell it eventually. Anyway, Star Dragon Sword agrees to join us because he doesn't like Necklord, and we're going to escape Talisman out of here. Very important you do this after getting the sword. And we're going to take a teleport and go to Seika because we need a rune shop. I'm not liking my movement. I keep on going like a little too far. All right, that was good. It's actually really hard to get into doors here, unironically. All right, we're going to remove Luke. We're going to remove Flick. Give this Resurrection rune to Luke. This is what we got it for. And then give this Champions to Flick. And we're going to walk into this guy for a while. Essentially line this up on RNG. I don't need to be perfect here, but it's just like a nice insurance policy, essentially. And we're going to quickly TP to Warriors Village. To Zorak. We did notice we did skip town text in both these towns because like I essentially won't make it. This is very, very tight. I need to get in there before a certain battle. Earlier, I took an extra step or 2 here just to push RNG forward a little bit because there is a chance you're too early and you get a bad battle. But we have marathon money, so worst case we can bribe it. I'd rather be early than too late and have the route fall apart. Also, you're supposed to hold left there. If you don't, you bounce off that tree, go to the right. It's not a big deal. Just adds a step or 2.
Yeah, so Zordrark is going after Necklord himself with the village, and it's definitely a bad idea, but you know, that's all people do in this game is just bad ideas routinely.
Unless you're Matthew.
Yeah, unless you're Matthew.
Yeah. If you're Matthew, you do you. If you're not Matthew, just whatever you're thinking, don't.
Yeah, whatever you're thinking, don't do that and ask Matthew.
Matthew has like all the brain cells combined in this game.
One collective brain cell between everybody else.
All right, so Necklord casts a spell on the door. Only people he allowed in are allowed to like go in. It's like the reverse vampire trope.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a reverse vampiring.
Anyway, Hicks wants to join us, and this is why we only brought 5. If we had 6, we'd have to kick someone out. Oops.
You'll just be in the way. Come on, dented razor, have a heart.
What thou must. Alright. So Hicks is actually decent. He's like an okay physical fighter. It's not great. I'd much rather have a mage, but you know, you don't have a choice. Also, would have been nice if you joined us earlier so we can give him a useful rune, but it's just runeless. But it is what it is. Okay, I'm definitely pretty early, but this is good. Yeah, perfect. Okay, I got to do a formation here. 1, 3, 4, 5, and then 4, 2. This is once again to manip Gross. I have a speed type Luke and Cleo, so I'm pretty free to do whatever I want here. So my speed effects, like, I'm going to clear the next fight of a Charm Arrow. And that spell is very finicky with how like it pushes forward RNG. So where in the turn order Luke does it does matter quite a bit, because that's like effective starting RNG, but 3rd and 4th kind of work the same. So we'll be fine. I'm going to Mega Medicine Flick here because he is the fastest. I don't want him to get his turn, even though he's not actually getting his turn. That puts him into busy state, and that makes Luke before him. So Luke is technically 2nd or 3rd here. His speed type of Cleo, so I'm not sure. But either way works the same. 126, 130, 128. Luke faster. We got that twice in a row. That's generally pretty rare. So we have to do a bit of a different netcord fight. That's perfectly fine now.
Hey, the Resurrection Rune, you just throw symbols at them.
Yeah. By the way, that spell is the most volatile RNG spell in the game. It advances RNG by like 16,000 or something ridiculous. It's also really nice because it has a very fast animation, so it's like the fastest way by far to push RNG forward in this whole game.
Just take a quick nap in this coffin.
Yeah. That's disgusting.
Refresh uses of magic.
All right. Here I'm going to force a battle in a very specific spot, so I'm going to do this a bit carefully. All right. That's good. I say carefully and I instantly run into it. All right, and then we have another formation menu, 4, 5, 6, 1, and then 3, 4. I'm gonna run into this wall here just to align myself. I can do that there because I'm in grace period, so I'm not gonna push RNG forward when I bonk. And here I'm gonna carefully do all this. I need perfect step counter here. All right, and we should be on the right RNG for netcord. So I have faster Luke, so we're gonna do the green netcord fight. I made the Flick faster one blue because Flick's blue. I don't know why I picked green for Luke, don't question me.
He's got green in his outfit.
Yeah, I think his hair's green or something.
No, it's his like little sash
Yeah, that's
thing.
good enough. So the fights are a bit different because pretty much the fights end up using Charm Arrow at different times, and Flick's attack will be at different times, so it's using different RNG to determine whether or not it crits or hits or not. So I do need 2 strats for this. The one thing I'm afraid of here is if Cleo is faster than someone, I need Cleo 4th, and she's kind of in the same ballpark in speed in terms of like with Flick and Luke. So I don't have a good backup for that. I'm so glad I didn't have to deal with it. But it's I've only seen it happen once. It's very uncommon. You need a very fast Cleo and a very slow Luke. All right, but very important here. The first thing you need to do in this battle is run away. Because running away makes all your characters defend, but Victor is forced into doing this. He uses Star Dragon Sword to like break the spell that Netcord's using to be immune to everything. So now we can damage him.
Yeah. And in the remasters, it just auto will have Victor attack, no matter what you do with your first turn. So you don't have to like essentially waste a turn having Victor do it. You can start the fight. It does make it a little bit faster.
Sure does.
A single turn of animations is quite a bit of time.
It also matters a lot because Netcord does hurt. He
Yeah.
is a strong boss. He has 7500 HP, he resists all elements, but he's weak to resurrection, which is why this is so important.
He's weak to symbol.
Does like just under 1200 damage, and we have 4 of those. It's also important that we had good Luke magic, so we got 4 spells, but that's like over half his health bar. It's from Luke. And the rest we can fill in with lightning spells, which he resists, but still good damage because it's really good single target. And a lot of mid crits. Alright, Medicine Luke, defend, attack, Charm Arrow, and now let's do a Ball of Lightning. Ball of Lightning, you know, you don't always have 2 of them here. But my Cleo has good magic, so I actually have one ahead of time. My goal is to have 2 balls of lightning after this fight. So I do like constantly manipulate Cleo's magic. If not, I have a backup for a segment later on. We do like backup strats, but it's very handy. Alright, win. That'll kill Victor and Hicks. Look, is still alive. That's gold.
No.
Crit, Charm Arrow, and this is defend, I believe. We'll get another crit here. So this is really important. This might look bad because McDole's about to die to a bad attack. That is intentional. The way my Sphere Route works out is if McDole dies, he gets level 51 in Moravia. If he lives, he gets level, what's it called? Right, 1 second. The attack. He gets level 50 in Moravia. And that 1 level can be the threshold difference between him getting enough magic and speed for the dungeon after that. So that crit will kill. Nice fight.
There we go. Nicely done.
Yeah. I'm really proud of that strat. Like, intentionally dying with McDole is something I am very happy about. It's so clever. Just the way the XP route works out. You end up 50.9 if he lives, you end up like 51.0 if he dies.
And honestly, getting him killed is pretty difficult because he resists magic pretty substantially. But I mean, the bats do a lot of damage, but you need him to be targeted by it.
Yes.
So
that is the tricky part. I have to set up the fight specifically so he dies. He also has to move into the front row, so I need Flick and not Flick, Hicks and Victor to die as well, so he can move up.
So it is pretty cheeky. It's nice.
Yeah, it's probably like the fight strat I'm most proud of in this run. Only took me like 5 days of running simulations and ideas.
Only 5?
Yeah, I came up with it pretty quick. Alright, so now we're just going to run down the castle. We're going to sneak in a quick heal, so if you want to sneak in some quick messages, feel free.
Yes, we absolutely can do that. We have $100 from Prof. Ness, who says, "Psst, I hear glitch exhibition means more marathon," and Prof. Ness is correct. So get your donations in to see that glitch exhibition. And we also have $50 from Lambake, who says, "Hey Ellie, much love. Let's hit that duet incentive." And that is referring to a run that will be going on later tonight, which is Dragon Quest VIII. Thank you very much for your donations. And we're currently at 821 out of 1250 on that glitch exhibition.
Let's go. Almost there.
So we're getting there.
Alright, so I forced the battle in a specific spot there, and I added one step, all very precise. This is because Tengar's about to join us. And the way that level ups or like starting stats work in this game is that every character starts at level 1 internally. And when they join you, they just level up from level 1 to whatever level they're supposed to join at. So I can control what RNG we start our levels on. That one right there is the only spot I found between my 2 battles that gets me 130 magic of gross there. And that's going to be very important for later on because that'll get her just enough magic to have a 4th level 4 for Shazazarad, if Moravia goes right. Additionally, if I do everything right there too, I can get 5 spells for Gregminster, which will be nice because I can cut out 2 Voice of Earth in favor of an Earthquake. That saves quite a bit of time too. But I gotta manip all my magic growth for her, or it's not gonna happen. One other thing I want to mention is the reason we Black Shadowed at the start of that chord there is because it actually pushes RNG forward by like 5,000 something, 5,500 roughly. And that happens to put me in like the one spot where I can get out without bribing anything in minimal battles. Everything around that spot sucks. Like the Black Shadow does like the same damage as a crit more or less, so the damage isn't really good and it's a pretty slow animation. It was all about the RNG push. Anyway, we're gonna go talk to some dragons now. Let's go meet the Dragon Knights. This is why we gave Humphrey that Holy Rune like an hour ago. So now we can run around. Sadly, Victor left us, so we can run up here. Talk to Sanchez, change our party. We're going to bring some characters you might not expect if you haven't played this before. We're going to bring Luikin, our resident doctor. And we're going to bring Hellion with the mage we got when we got the Winking Mirror. She is very underleveled at this point. She's level 30, but she comes with a rune called the Mother Earth Rune, which is like the upgraded Earth Rune. So the way that works is essentially every spell is like 1 earlier. So for example, Voice of Earth on the normal Earth Rune is a level 2 spell, but on the Mother Earth Rune, it's a level 1 spell. And the level 4 spell from Earth Rune called Earthquake is very good. It's AoE, hits everything, 700 base damage, and the boss fight we're gonna fight very soon is actually weak to Earth, so it's gonna be like 1500 per. And she's the only other character besides Luke who can do 3 Earthquakes at this point. Even Tengar, who's been magically manipped to be really high, would only have 2 at this point. Anyway, we're gonna try to go to Dragon's Den. They say they're on lockdown, they don't care who we are, so we're gonna, just on a whim, go to a neighboring town, see if we can find anything, and go to Ante. Here we meet Vincent. So Vincent skips on the in-bill here, using us as a bit of a distraction, but fun little fact here. If you have under 200 bits, you have to cover his bill. If you have under 200 bits, you have to wash dishes. It's a cute little cutscene. But we're rich, so we can...
We're absolutely strapped with cash.
200 bits, that's nothing. Thank you, chatters, for donating the bits to pay for Vincent's bill. Alright, so we're going to go to the rune shop here. We're going to just swap out 1 rune. The resurrection rune is no longer optimal, so we're going to take that off. We only use it for that 1 dungeon. And then we're going to go to Flick, give that earth rune on them to Luke. Got to be careful not to recruit Jean here, because now you can, since I've cast level 3, and that would mess up my route, essentially, for war battles. She is handy, but since I don't have her routed in, I don't want her. Very important dialogue choice. Alright, Dragon's Den. So Vincent used to play here all the time as a kid, so he knows about a little secret entrance behind that massive stone over there that we just move somehow. But since we paid for his inn, he's gonna do us a favor. He's trying to be friends with us. Now we're gonna get in here. If I did my manip right, which I'm almost certain I did, we'll only see 2 battles, and they'll both be runs. This area does have pretty expensive battles, and failing them is costly in terms of time and, like, RNG push. One thing I do have to be careful for is, like, battles after the initial Dragon's Den entrance. Okay, I'm a little late, actually, but it's fine. I want to make sure I don't get World Map battles, because if I get something, it's probably a bribe. And they are pretty expensive at this point, since it's 3x what the enemies drop, and we're pretty late into the run. So, that free shield battle, I want to get it, like, on this screen here. If I didn't have it before this screen, I would have forced it, but we're just going to be late. That's fine.
Now the dragons sound a little less like elephants.
It's because they're napping. Hard to make elephant sounds when you're napping. Speaking of, how are they making elephant sounds while they're all asleep?
I think it's like them breathing out.
Yeah, I
That's
guess
just what they sound like.
Snoring.
Yeah.
snoring dragon elephants.
Hmm.
Yeah, we had a little Looney Tunes moment there. We ran off the side of the cliff and fell down.
Right next to a recruitable character. Very convenient.
Sure was nice. But yeah, we find out the dragons have been poisoned. None of them are waking up. Luckily, we brought a doctor.
How convenient.
Yeah, how convenient.
I was just bringing him for his battle prowess. I was ready to smack some
Hey.
bosses with canes.
Smacks people with his cane.
Actually, it does have some good items you can steal, but I'm not going to bother. I think we'll be fine.
He's got a Buddha on him.
True. We haven't mentioned sacrificial Buddha as like a consumable item you can give a character, and when they die, they'll be revived. It's actually very overpowered, and they're pretty cheap too. They're only 5,000 bits. I don't know why these are in the game. Honestly, they're so OP. They're a lot more OP in 1. They work the same way in 2 as well, but in 2 you only have 3 accessory slots, so they take one of those up. Here you could just fill your inventory of Buddhas, and you can just revive 9 times. Very strong. We're not going to do that, but we will get some for endgame for sure, just in case. Final boss actually tends to burn through some. Alright, so anyway, we find out that we need to get an antidote, and to get an antidote we need some ingredients. We're going to kind of split up, go get ingredients separately. So we're going to go to Seek Valley, get the... I forget which one this one is, honestly. Doesn't matter. We're going to get thing number 1.
Yeah. Basically needs like a witch's cauldron potion.
That's pretty accurate.
Eye of Newt.
Alright, so really cool thing about Seek Valley, the biggest enemy group in here is only 3, like group of 3. Amelia joins us at a pretty high level. She's like +4 McDole level, I think. Or sorry, dental rate. What was it?
Dented razor.
Dented. I was thinking dental razor. I'm like, no, that sounds awful.
Dented razor McDole.
But yeah, we have a pretty high champions level now. Since they're all smaller groups, we actually can't get any battles in here. It's a bit of a double-edged sword. It also means we can't do RNG in them because we can't like kind of find where we're at by forcing a battle. But the boss here is pretty easy. It just means we can't do stab in it. So it's fine. Grab the master robe here. We're just gonna sell that later for some free monies. Pretty chill dungeon too. You can do the movement by bouncing off most of the walls, so not very intensive. What the hell?
Just a big ball.
So this fight has 2 phases. They have 5,000 HP each. Nice crit. I do care about the crits. They'll cut out some attacks. It's really weak to earth, so we're going to see massive damage off these earthquakes. I need 6 total because it's like 1,600 each. That's like times 6. That's like 9,600, and the rest we fill in with attacks. But when you transition from phase 1 to phase 2, it doesn't like the overkill damage doesn't transfer over. So there's no point in over damaging. But also it skips its next attack. So that one attack it did there is the only attack it's going to do. It also has a weird bug to it where that attack actually uses your character's attack that's targeting as its attack and its defense as your defense. Why? I have no idea. Doesn't really change anything for the run, but it's a fun little fact. Alright, we didn't crit with millions, so we're going to attack with everyone here. And it does have a pretty strong magic attack if you do let it attack here, so it is kind of important we kill, but everybody should be able to tank one. It's just a bit slow. Also, I think we're at the point now where all our like main good combat characters have enough skill and luck to have a guaranteed 25% crit rate. That's kind of where it caps out without Killer Crystal, which can up your crit rate, so our crit's pretty good. Ooh, my speed is so bad. We are buying a ninja suit later.
He's just gonna look snazzy.
Yeah. Actually, I think might be okay. It was 144. Last time it was 143. That would have speed tied. We'll see. I never used that speedrun piece, right? Oh, but I think it was on Gremio.
Ooh.
Oh, I wish I had that still. Oh well, that's fine. Worst case, we'll buy a ninja suit.
That's all right. Granny Mio will be back any minute with that milk.
I don't care about the milk. Give me back my speedrun piece.
Well, you know, you can do both.
Anyway, Mindy shows up with Ted here to try to manipulate you into giving her the Soul Eater. And Ted, he has a black rune on him right now, so he's being mind controlled. But being near the Soul Eater gives him enough willpower and like control to have the secret rune conversation with you, where he tells you he loves you and don't give her the rune.
Yeah, I believe you.
That's definitely what he said. But actually, I think he used she used the Conquer rune on him and mentioned dialogue there. I spotted it real quick. But yeah, Ted regains enough control to use the Soul Eater to consume his own soul. So he can't be manipulated into giving it, and this will give us our level 4 spell. So thank you so much, Ted. You're the GOAT. He tells us that after 300 years, which he was McDowell, or Dented Razor, was his only true friend, which is really messed up because in Suikoden 4, it's like a prequel, and he has another friend in there that dies afterwards because of Soul Eater. Apparently, he wasn't his true friend.
Well, I guess not. Them's the breaks.
Yeah. That's kind of a jerk, honestly. I take back my Goku. Calls Fletch a punk. Doesn't care about his friend Aldo from Suikoden 4. What was this called again? It's bugging me.
I think she says it.
I'll
Right.
stop mashing for a moment. Moonlight Weed. There we go. Yeah, we got the Moonlight Weed. All right, time to head back.
We've done it.
Luckily, we can just escape Talisman out of here. And no speedrun piece. Okay, that's fine.
Yay! Elephant dragon. I'm gonna say elephant dargon.
Elephant Dar.
Hell, it's a dargon.
Petition to rename them.
I think that's the last elephant sound we get too, isn't it?
Yeah,
we might hear fudges.
Oh yeah, I think
Oh,
you're
yeah,
right. I
okay.
think we get one more.
I always forget about that.
How can you forget about the most emotional moment of the run?
I like when it goes. "Wee-oo."
Oh my god. This guy's a monster. So anyway, we got our one ingredient and we're gonna go continue our fetch quest. But Fletch, he decides to go off on his own. He jumps the gun a bit. So he's gonna go to the Flying Garden, which is literally like the Emperor's bedroom garden. So should be fine.
You'll be there yourself in like half an hour.
It's true.
Yeah, we'll go get fudge.
Mhm.
Also, another RNG reset. Doesn't matter at all for this category. Can matter for 108 star. It is an inconsistent one though. He could do 1 and 2 values here. But enjoy the last black flying cutscene we're gonna get. All right, give us the elephant sound. Come on.
It's gonna be when we leave, I think.
I can't wait. I want to hear it.
It doesn't announce its presence. It announces when it's leaving.
Why not both? Okay,
I
Barbarossa.
mean, true, but
Barbarossa's like, what are you doing here? I decided to go on the walk and there's a dragon knight in my like flying garden. And Fletch just basically just tells him the truth. And Barbarossa like, oh, I see. Okay, grab it and leave before I change my mind. It's actually pretty chill. He's not a bad guy. But there it is!
yay!
Yeah, sadly, Fletch runs into Windy. And he kind of offends her by saying, I don't got to talk to you, I'm out of here. So Windy used her lightning rune. Apparently she can have 2 runes equipped.
Wendy's like, anyway, so I started blasting.
What an uncouth boy. It was Sieg's favorite part. So yeah, when they were following, Black managed to shield Fletch, so he survived, but sadly, Black did not make it. That worked out well, though, because the last ingredient was a dragon liver, so Black died for the greater good. And, you know, instead of giving Fletch an award or something, or, you know, a new dragon, they're like, oh, no, you don't got a dragon anymore. You can't stay here anymore. You're not a dragon knight, sorry. Get out of here.
It is quite the quick turnaround. They're like, "Oh, your dragon died yesterday. See you later, buddy."
Yeah. Essentially, they send him over to us. It's like, yeah, well, go teach him how to be a soldier. I think Flick offers her to teach him how to use a sword.
Which obviously does not work if you've played Suikoden 2.
Alright. Important here, we get offered the dragon ride. We don't want to take it because it's slower. It's like 3 seconds slower. So sorry, no more fun dragon rides. We're done for the run.
You're depriving us of one more elephant noise.
I'm sorry.
See you later.
Bye, guys. We're out of here. Winging Mirror is quite a bit faster and it puts us in the basement, which is nice because we have a cutscene right by the elevator here. You might not have noticed, but Kasumi and Kryn were actually missing from like our party list and like tablet and whatnot, even our like recruit count for Castle Level 4. They had a secret mission. They were figuring out how to break into Moravia. So they have a little cutscene there. Kasumi, Kryn accuses Kasumi of having a crush on Law. She's like, "What? No, I don't get your butt over here." Chases him out of here. So this is why we got Castle Level 3. We have this cutscene here, and Castle Level 3. And if we had Castle Level 2, this would be on the 3rd floor, which isn't so bad. But the problem is we then have to go to the 4th floor to go to bed. Oops, wrong option. That's fine. So we'd have to now go downstairs, go to the 3rd floor, go to bed, and then when we wake up, we'd have to go back up to the 4th floor, then go talk to Matthew, or vice versa, whatever. The point is, we'd have to do a lot of floor transition, and it ends up being like 25 seconds slower. So those 2 extra recruits save us like 25 seconds here, including like any of the other perks they give us. Anyway, Matthew just asks us to like do a secret training mission where, okay, cool, you're a genius anyway, do whatever you want. So we're gonna do a little training mission. But pretty much Matthew gets has a feeling that we have a spy in our midst. Someone among us leaking information.
Who could it be?
I wonder.
We're never gonna find out. They're too good.
They're too clever. But yeah, we essentially use that to surprise the enemies here because they're like, oh yeah, they're just doing a training mission. Nope, we show up with our full army ready to go. But once again, Matthew is a genius. We have a lot of dialogue here. If you have a quick message, feel free.
Sure do. We have $50 from Serio that says, "Adore Nami and Suikoden. Go RPG limit break." Thank you, Serio. We agree. And we want to call attention to the fact that there is exclusive RPG limit break and Tantrum merch. That is now live, and you can shop the RPG limit break collection featuring shirts, blankets, tote bags, and much more. And what's better, Tantrum merch will donate up to $5 per item sold to the National Alliance on Mental Illness and its mission. Grab your gear now at tantrummerch.com/RPG limit break. The designs are amazing, and they're by our community artists. So please make your way over there and stock up.
Thank you. So this is a Griff of War battle. It's kind of unique because 95% of the time it's fine, and you get the seed we got here, Hex for free. But we have something called Troll Griffith, where sometimes he just does something else. So we have to count for all of them, sadly. Luckily, this is a good one. It's the one we scripted first. We just magic here. That'll wipe him out, and War battle done. If you can lower my audio for like a minute or so, I'd really appreciate that. I have a timer here that I need to hear for the next minute. Thank you. So we're going to go a little bit homicidal here. We're going to try to cut off Griffith's head. Matthew won't let us go, which is nice because I do want to recruit him. It's a decent enough recruit. Cutting off his head cuts out like 5 dialogues. And then I am going to start my timer when Kasumi enters me, and I'm going to exit after the timer, or I'm going to finish my menu after the timer ends because because RG advances during the party menu here. That one. All right. 3, 4, 5. All right, there we go. You got my volume again. Thank you. All right, so essentially I'm using that party menu there to like wait a bit to push RNG forward so I can land between certain battles. That way I shouldn't get any battles that are bribes. I can just run from everything. But there is one fight we are going to kill here because we need EXP. There's 2 viable groups for it. We're going to find the one with 1 ninja, 2 maggot, or 1 ninja, 2 maggots, 2 soldiers. And we don't really have good tools on us at the moment to kill it, sadly. So we're going to use the slowest spell in the whole game, Hell, which we unlocked after Teo died. Well, you guys will see the animation. We'll see why I don't want to use it. Also isn't great for manipulation because it's very random of how it pushes things forward. But assuming I do it with like the same battle script every time, it's fine. All right. 1, 2, 2, 1, 5, 2, 6. So I'll probably get 2 battles, and then right before the end, I will get a battle with that soldier. Yeah, this is good. 2 soldier, 1 ninja, 2 magus, and we are going to hell it. Also, the formation menu there is to get my stats manip because, like I said, Tengar's magic growths are very important for getting her thresholds. I'm allowed to miss 1 out of 7 magic rows here, and it's incredibly rare to find a 7 out of 7. I had to work really hard to find a 6 out of 7, which is what we're going to have here. No comments?
I'm an adult.
Alright, so battle should be right about now. We'll run into this wall or something. Everyone's going to defend except McDole, and we are going to use the slowest spell in the game. So we're going to look for a few things here. The reason I needed Kasumi speed for this was for this fight. I need to make sure she's faster than McDole, which I do remember she is faster. And then we're going to watch Flick speed, we're going to watch McDole speed, we're going to watch McDole magic. Those are the important stats for us going forward. Flick is the only one we have to remember. But I do need to know McDole's now, so I know if I need to buy Ninja Suit. 143. 159. Okay, we're good. Nice. I didn't spot everyone else's, but we should be fine. I'm not really worried about them.
Speedy boy.
Yeah. That's perfect because then I'm guaranteed to get a 2 growth off the next boss, so 161. And 160 is the amount of speed the second boss after this has. And I really need to outspeed her. If you're off Manip, that boss is awful. So,
It really is.
yeah. Every time I've done it in practice after I made a mistake, she just double AoEs my whole party and kills everyone. So I'm even gonna get some backup Jizos just in case I mess something up, so we don't game over, pretty much. But this was a clean segment. I'm very happy with how this went. We are gonna get Kasim here, rescue Victor, and what was the other guy again?
Warren?
Yeah, Warren.
Yeah, Warren, thank you. It was like another Lapon, so to speak. Very similar role. Just another big shot, like army leader kind of guy.
We also get Kasime as well. Oh, well,
Kasim Hazil.
sure.
Yeah. I don't know how to pronounce it.
The last general. Well, no, not the last one. Second to last.
Alright, quick little trip to Seika here. We're gonna get one character here, Marie, because she's a castle innkeeper. And I will have to heal after the next dungeon as well. And if you go into the basement, you get a forced cutscene, then you have to teleport somewhere, go to the inn, teleport back. It all ends up really slow, so we're just gonna do that. Then we're gonna go to the rune shop. Do our final rune shop menu of the run. We're gonna take off champions and give Tengar this Earth Crystal. We're gonna use very shortly, and we're gonna give Cyclone to Flick. And this is the time where we just make a bunch of money by selling all our valuable stuff. So we're gonna sell that Taikyoku ware that we found earlier, the Champions Crystal, which sells for 100k. Look how rich I am already. There we go.
I think you doubled your money right there.
I think it was more than double. And this is with the extra money I have from Marathon Safety. So we're doing very well. And just for Marathon Safety, I'm going to make an extra trip to Kairov here. We're going to buy some Jizos. This is very much slow and not worth it normally, but we like safety here. We flick one for later. We're going to just fill up Tengar's inventory just so she can hand them out if I need them. I'll probably just hand them out regardless, just in case. Alright, good to go. Alright, so coming up, we have like the Shazazarad Sonya War Battle. And it is unique because in terms of RNG resets, it's the worst thing in the whole run. I can hit like 29 different seeds off it. So naturally, I had to figure out 29 fully fledged manips, and that definitely doesn't take weeks. No, sorry. I did a lot of routing before coming here. And the thing is, you change one recruit in your run or something, you have to redo it. You have one different character, you're redoing all your Sonya manips, you're spending a week. Most brutal part of the routing process. So you want to be really sure on what you want to do here before you committed routing this. I kind of started it and I realized, wait, there's one thing I should have looked at. Well, too late now. I'm not looking at it anymore. But here we get some nice emotional cutscenes with a bunch of our cast. If you have any messages, now's a decent time.
We absolutely do. We would like to point towards a very interesting, something that I've been trying to change in my daily lexicon, is in an effort to support the mission statement of NAMI. We'd like to encourage our viewers in chat and our donors to avoid using mental health related pejoratives when describing situations that are extraordinary. These include terms like crazy, insane, mental, nuts, bonkers, etc. We ask you to be mindful of the specific language you use, as many people do not realize these are pejoratives. Instead, consider substituting them with words such as amazing, ridiculous, wild, or bananas. We greatly appreciate your cooperation in this and hope that you can carry this forward in your everyday lives. Chat has been wonderful about this so far, so let's keep it up.
Thank you. I just want to say, every time I hear bananas used this way, I keep thinking of the Gwen Stefani song.
Same. Big same.
So anyway, I mentioned that for Somniant, there's 29 possible seed values that we can hit. So we got to figure out which one we're on. And the method in which we do this is very cool. Essentially, for each one, I screenshotted my army unit positions because they're all over the place. And there's a little sprite to for our leader. He's a little bit different. So I essentially have a tool where I can figure out which quadrant he's in. I can press which quadrant is in, and that'll narrow it down. And if I need to narrow it down more, I can add a secondary quadrant, like which part of that quadrant is in. And that should hopefully help me find it fairly easily. Sometimes it's a little bit tricky because it's on the border. But once I find what seed I'm on, I have a different route for each one, essentially. And we're going to do our best to execute that. Some of it can be tight. I need to have queen movement for some of them. It depends. Some of them are easy, some of them aren't. But we pretty much have to manip 2 boss fights, and we also want to try to manip the growths off those 2 boss fights for Luke and Tengar so they get good magic, so I can get bonuses later on. Plot-wise, though, we are attacking a floating fortress, so it's we needed boats. Matthew's don't worry, I'll get 500 boats. Pong goes, 500 boats! Impossible! And here are our boats. Ice boats.
Ice boats.
Apparently, dragons can make ice here. It's the first time we see anything about that in the game, but...
Yeah.
All right, let's go. So I am going to focus a bit here to figure out which war battle I'm on. Gotta sit up.
Yeah. Gamer position.
This is really hard right now, too, because I really need to use the bathroom. All right, we're looking for McDole here. Oh, I do not see him. This is an awkward... Oh, no, there he is. I think that's left middle. Okay, this is 4-8. Yeah. Just double checking. You have a decent amount of time here because the dialogue is really slow, and then you always open the dragon no matter what. We get this after this story segment. This takes out 25% of the army, I believe. I forget exactly, but something like that.
Yeah.
We could actually just 25%. All right, and then for this one, it's a charge because they open a bow, and then we just triple magic. It's a pretty straightforward one.
I was trying to look for McDowell in the formation just for fun, but I was looking at the enemy army. I was where is he? You're left middle. I'm I don't see him.
I thought about using the enemy army for this too, but I think it's easier to use yours just because you have that one unique sprite you can use as a pinpoint.
Unless you don't look at it.
True. You can just do this with your eyes closed and guess.
That's basically what I do anyway.
I mean, before we thought of this, we what we used to do is we would charge turn 2. Then we would sheer her action. There's 1 of 4 moves. So you would use that to narrow it down, and then you would use your unit wins and losses to narrow it down. That was the 2018 route. This method's much better because you don't have to commit a charge to something that's potentially not good against. Alright, so we're gonna get our 4 best mages for this part. This will also be the first time we use Grensoul. If I accidentally add Griffith, someone call me out, please. I have killed 1 run on PB pace leading up to the event because I got the wrong character. Alright, add Luke. Grensoul, not Griffith. Grensoul.
No, it's Glen Shield.
Glen Shield, yeah.
Nah, that one's a fake. Don't listen to SRD. Alright, so we're going to get 3 battles here. First one will be a run, and the next 2 will bribe. The third one's actually a run, where we're going to do a bribe just to set up RNG a little bit better. 1 less RNG forward push will give me a better fight with Shell. I bonked a little bit there, but I don't think this one's particularly tight, so we should be fine. I'm being careful just in case, though. Bonked again. We're doing great.
Everything's fine.
As long as I make it to the end of the screen before I get a battle, roughly. I think that's okay. It should be within 60 steps. That was a little bit sketchy, though. I don't need to do a formation swap. I can do formation swaps here to, what's it called? To manipulate the stack ropes, pretty much. But this one by default gives me something good. So notice the damage here. The shell has 15,000 HP, but it's weak to lightning and earth, which just happen to do a ton of damage with level 4 spells. So this is actually only a 2-turn fight. And because we have manipulation, we know what it's going to do. It's going to attack McDole here, which is actually best case. because then if we get a physical with Sonya later on, that'll have done enough damage combined with this to put McDole into like red HP where somebody will cover him. That's not supposed to happen.
Uh-oh.
Maybe my notes are wrong. Let's see. It's probably fine.
It's always fine.
Worst case, our stats are going to be a bit off or we'll have a bad Sonya, but that's why we bought the Jizos. Yeah, the Sonya fight won't change off this. I'm just concerned about the Shell fight changing.
Worst case with Sonya, it's kind of funny to see how bad it can really be.
Oh, yeah. I did attack with Victor, right?
Yes.
Good. All right, and then this should finish. All right, I'm going to keep an eye on my magic stats here because I do remember that being... Well, my notes say that's supposed to hit me. Yeah, it looks good. Okay, my notes are just wrong. Love that.
Love that for you. I love not knowing what I'm doing.
Happens all the time.
Yeah, that's basically how I live my life.
I have to remember to fix this. All right, so we're going to do a formation menu here so we can get good stats off the next one. 4-6 and then 3-4. My Luke magic is good enough. The one I care about more is Tengar. She needs all perfect growths to get enough earthquakes later. If I don't get it, it's not a big deal. I'm just a little bit slower, but I do want to showcase this. And eventually, once I have time to route it, I am going to do like a final boss manip, and for that, having consistent magic is very important. Yeah, this area is pretty expensive. It kind of depends what seed you hit, so it's not the same ever. Okay, this is Grace Period, so we can just run through, bribe this, and Sonya time. I feel like that's the first time I don't mess up this manip since running this. We should be good here. She should hit Victor turn 1, McDole turn 2. That's what it should look like. But the reason we wanted 144 magic on McDole, that was very important, is because it unlocks his second Judgment spell, his level 4. And that is the 4th spell of Soul Eater. It does massive single target damage. It's by far the highest. Sonya also resists every element. I almost did something really bad there.
That's for the glitch.
This is the first time I've done it right. Runs away.
Yeah, that would be on track for me with how this has been going. But check out this damage. She resists every element, by the way. Everything else does half damage to her, so 1600. Hits Victor, perfect. That's what we expect. And then Luku was doing 1600 to Shell, now does like 400 to her. Exactly 400. Oh, let's go. Oh yeah. All our magic together here will do just enough to clear the fight, essentially. Also, Grenzel was literally never used anywhere at this point, but Grenzel's really good because he comes with a Thunder Rune, which is like the upgraded lightning. So despite never being used and joining like level 30, he has enough like a good level 4 and level 3 spells to be the best character for this I could probably have. Better than Luke even, who's been like my go-to mage the whole run. It's still less valuable than Grenzel. His lightning just does more. Okay, McDole, perfect. All right, and then this should be good. I can close out of this sheet. Shouldn't need it anymore. Should go down after Grenzel's Raging Blow right here. Let's go, I didn't die!
Nicely done.
Does anybody remember Flick Speed from earlier?
147.
That was Kasumi, I
Yeah,
think.
that was
Oh, darn it.
I don't know if you ever
I
pointed
failed.
it out.
I might not have pointed it out.
Yeah, I don't think you did.
Guys, one job.
You have to read it to me. I can't read.
Same! It's fine. We can just check manually. It's not a big deal.
Anyway, Sanchez betrayed us.
He was the spy
What?
all
It was
along.
him?
I thought he was cool. Give me wine. It was free drinks, just like a pub over here.
And Flick's pretty mad about it because he realizes it's probably the reason Odessa died as well.
Yeah, he even admits it.
Yeah.
I was ready to cut off his head, but Matthew's like, no, it'll demoralize the army too much.
Yeah, it's a real stay together for the family kind of moment.
That's a good way to put it. But yeah, he like mortally wounds Matthew. But Matthew's like, momentum's too important. We can't do anything about this now. We have to press on.
Surely he's fine.
Yeah, Matthew's cool.
Nobody would ever die in this game.
Have you guys been paying attention?
Oh, what?
Yeah, I'm still waiting on that milk.
You know, we've been waiting for the milk. Why would we be paying attention?
All right, so that's why we recruited Marie. Just that one instay right there. Also, it is faster to take the stairs to Marie by like a second over taking the elevator. But afterwards, we definitely want to take the elevator because we got to cover 3 floors. All right, So here we're gonna have like our final cutscenes, and we're gonna go to our last war battle with a lot of pep talk. So if you have a few messages, decent time right here.
Definitely shout out the Glitch exhibition if we're still working on that, because we are in the absolute home stretch.
You all, guess what? You see that time. You see that ticker ticking up. We are right near the end of Suikoden, and we need more money for that glitch exhibition. We're currently at $846 out of $1,250. Come on, community, I know that we can do this. Very excited to see that. We do have $60 from Kronos that says, I would leave a comment, but I am fresh out. Maybe next time. We have $25 from Cobb the Great. And we have $25 from Eris TGD that says, all right, everyone, let's get these incentives met. Trans rights. We agree, Eris, and please, let's all work together to get this Suikoden glitch exhibition. I think it's going to be really interesting.
Definitely will be.
I'll do my best. Thank you so much. All right, final battle time. So that right there, the cutscene before, this was the cutoff to get all 108 characters. It wasn't possible for us at this point. But if you had all of them, you would get the best ending. Like not would revive Gremio using the power of the 108 stars. But sadly, he's not coming back from his milk run. We'll have to go get our own milk.
We'll just send Matthew.
Oh my god. Little option 2 there. That's a bit faster. If you say use the soul leader, like that's like lectures you say, yeah, no, never use the soul leader, and we're like, oh, about that.
Anyway, here's the Soul Eater.
So we got our final war battle here. Once again, another RNG reset sets you to Hex 4-2. So I know exactly how this battle is going to go. Turn 3, he will always do a Uber's charge. That isn't RNG related, that's just scripted. And I mentioned earlier that he has to go through all his actions before he loops back. So he has a pool of 6, I believe, and we're only going to do 5. So we're not going to see anything
Here it is.
crazy here. No way, woof.
No way, woof.
This game has such iconic lines. Behold the power of his dragon. Elephant sounds intensify. Alright, so next two are going to be magic, because we got... I think this one's a magic, but we just win the coin flip off this one. So that's very nice. If we don't win the coin flip, we don't really have any good actions to go into magic. So very important we manip like a win with the coin flip. Because Bo is slow and weak, and then charges loses. Alright, then we're going to use a strategist to up our charge power.
See the power of the science.
Yes, the science. Charge attack, power up. And then Humphrey, da 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 da. So that's, we have to do that because they use Bo there, and so we can't use our own magic. Then finally, one final magic to close out. Narcissist, Bo's the deal. Nice. Final battle done.
There we go.
We did it. Alright, and this is the part I need to know my speed for, because my fights here change a little bit depending on which of Flick versus Luke is faster, and my setups for like avoiding battles as well. They're not too different, but they are different. I'm like just scrolling.
Hey, look, it's Hanzo.
Ooh. Yeah. Pretty accurate. He was like the ninja village chief. That's why you never saw him. He's just that good.
Yeah, he's always been there. You just don't see him.
He's like, we've been hiding in the fields. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, what are you talking about, guy?
Alright, so we're going to do a quick check here. Who's faster, Flick or Luke? Flick is faster by 1. Let's go. Means I don't have to touch my formation, and we get to see Victor get beat up.
He's a great punching bag.
Sure is.
One of the best.
It's just funny because in this instance, he intentionally gets himself punched. Like he would have been fine if he just did nothing, but he's gonna get rocked a little bit. Alright. Oh, I have 3 judgments. Poggy. It doesn't actually matter at all how I use it, but not yet anyway. I have some ideas on how I could work that in. But this is gonna be a 2-turn fight. Inguide has 8,000 HP. Judgment does 1,600. Earthquakes do 800 each, or just under. So I need a bit of extra chip damage, and Flick can be doing crits there. So. Works out nicely. Flick is going to get smacked here for like 300, but he can take it. And then Victor, after Tengar, is going to try his best to do something useful and fail.
Classic Victor.
Even manipulated, he's still...
Get him! But it is worth doing that. That makes it so turn 2, Inguide doesn't do his magic attack, which does a ton of damage. Kind of like Sonya.
Yeah, I could probably just kill Hellion straight up. If...
Yep. She would definitely lose her Jizo.
Yeah.
Actually, she doesn't have a G, though. She would just die.
No.
I haven't given it to her yet.
She doesn't need it.
That's gonna miss.
What a loser.
Right. McDole OP. I'm sorry, Dented Razor. My bad.
Dented Razor OP. The dent doesn't stop it from giving me a nice clean shave.
All right, so we did manip stats there too. I've been getting Luke and Tengar magic this whole time, and we have one final battle. If I get it right, which I will, this is just like Tengar Earthquake. Yep. It's gonna give Tengar 1 more level 3, and it'll give Luke 4 more level 3s. That'll give him enough MP to get 5 Earthquakes on Tengar and 6 on Luke, which is very nice because we're gonna have to clear a lot of battles here. Also, this always happens, you just run. Fine. I sadly can't manip everything. Sometimes you just have to deal with a battle.
How dare this game?
Right?
The audacity.
How dare you give me battles I can't dodge? It's so mean. So we should see 199 and like, yeah, that guy's way over. We are good. Tengar is perfect because you can't really get more unless I get like Mega Troll Griffith. And the Luke, you can go over his goal. I think you need 218 if I remember correctly. I don't remember. 216 I think it was. He needs 201 like base magic and he has 15 from Guard Robe. Tengar needs 184 and she also has 15 from Guard Robe. All right, so we're gonna walk to Rockland. We can teleport, but I care about my RNG here, and we just need an int to stay out to get our MP back. So this works nicely. They're all about the same speed, roughly. I'm gonna stay in. Do I run out or? Yeah, you run out. And because this is manip, we won't see a battle here. I have to have 2 different setups, even though like the 2 like versions put me very close on the RNG. The other one where I have Luke faster, it gives me a random battle and I'll walk to Rockland. That's a pretty expensive bribe, so that's why I can't use that one. All right, we're gonna buy 1 Mega Medicine for Victor here, just in case. I probably don't need it, and let's see who needs some Buddhas. We'll give you 2. I could just hand these over, but like my money's more than fine, so I'm just gonna buy some extras. Tengar can have like 10.
Yeah, Tengar is living forever.
And we're gonna wait for a down movement here. There it is. And we should be good to go. We will get 1 battle by the stairs here, and we're gonna just bribe it. It is not a run, sadly. Costs like 87,000, that's why we need to maintain some money. Also, there is a weird quirk in Gragminster Palace where if you run like above a wall, you actually can't get battles. It doesn't push RG forward. Like right here, if I do this, I can't get battles. That's why it takes until the stairs. Up here, and I'm gonna do the same thing on this screen, try to not push my step counter forward. Like this. Didn't do the best job, but this doesn't have to be perfect. If I don't do this, I will get 1 more battle to have to bribe, which is also fine. It's not a big deal. But there you go. All right, so Tignos is the only Rune Unite used in the whole run. Who wants to explain Rune Unites real quick?
It's just basically when you use 2 level 4 spells that have like a combination together, you get a unique spell. They'll both use their level 4s together, but you get to see something different.
Yeah, so that was like the Wind and Earth Unite. The reason we do that is because the Wind animation is a bit long for the level 5 spell, which is like off the Cyclone rune. And the Hellions just doesn't do damage at all. It's like a utility spell. But this way, I do like good damage, I get a faster animation, and I get rid of their level 4 spell, so now I can just press 1 up to get their level 3 spell, which is handy. All right, there's a cool little skip here. We can get around the triggers for these battles by just going around them like this. Good enough.
Didn't think we'd walk around it, did ya, Gregminster?
Never saw that one coming. The best part is on return trip, we'll still see the soldiers in the bottom left corner when we come back. All right, so we're just using Storms here. This is why Cyclone's so good. The level 4 Wind spell, level 3 Cyclone spell. Storm, it just does massive AoE damage and has a mega fast animation. Also doesn't touch RNG at all, which is handy.
That's interesting.
Yeah, Wind spells generally do. I think Shining Wind does quite a bit. Like Storm and Shredding, they don't push it forward at all. Earthquake does a lot. It's like roughly 1700. It depends. And I think they Rune Unite also doesn't push it forward. All right, that's my last Storm, sadly. So we are just gonna have a few more of these. If you have any final messages, I think that's like more or less the last chance.
Yeah, it's like the last gauntlet before the final boss.
Do we ever have messages? So I asked, you all delivered. What a wonderful community. We have blown through the glitch exhibition.
Let's go!
Let's go, thank you guys.
So Cut me off if I need to stop reading because I will keep reading. There are so many wonderful messages. We have $50 from Izala, $300 from Prof. Ness, $100 from Marduk saying Nami is a fantastic cause to support. Also, prizes and glitches. We have $100 from Shump that says putting this towards the Suikoden glitch exhibition. It's the only way to get Zero to play more Suikoden.
True.
Yeah, honestly, kind of true.
We have $250 from Code Gorilla that says, no, really, I want to see this glitch exhibition happen. We do too, Code Gorilla. And we have $25 from not Kronos, but probably Kronos. Found a comment. Here it is. So thank you so much, community, for coming through. This is wonderful. We're so excited to see this glitch exhibition.
Heck yeah, thank you so much, everybody. Zero put a lot of work into everything he's doing here, so thank you for rewarding that hard work and letting him actually show it off.
Thank you, guys. I hope you all enjoy it. I'm looking forward to it. All right, so that was our last battle there. We have just enough, or we're lacking just enough spells, I should say, to not be able to clear everything with fast magic. So for one of the battles, we did have to do a double Voice of Earth there, since one isn't enough damage to clear. That's fine. That's why I want like really good magic on Tengar and Luke, so we can throw more Earthquakes, and that's just faster.
Yeah, the double Voice of Earth is still faster than using one Hell.
Yeah, by a significant.
Yeah, like by a long shot. It's not even close.
Right.
Although, funny enough, in the remaster, since there's speed-up options, Hell is a viable spell to use in the final dungeon.
Yeah, when you do 4x speed, it's not so bad.
Yeah.
I think there's also like lag frames on console or like
Yeah.
non-remaster, so I think that makes it longer too. Anyway, time for Barbarossa. So Barbarossa is really unique in that RNG actually pushes forward during this fight when you're not doing anything. It's like due to like the Hydra animations that he's gonna have randomly. So fun fact about that, we're gonna open up a Judgment, attack, shredding. Like that right there pushes forward RNG. And it's doing checks to like see if it should. It's also a bit annoying because that happens right before it waits until it finishes. But that's why we never really manipulate this fight. Because you have to deal with that, and eventually I'm gonna figure it out. But for now, we just have to do magic. So what you need to know about these, they do 1 attack per turn. They have 10,000 health each, and they have different resistances depending on the head. The two side ones, they don't resist Earth, so Earth's gonna be my remaining damage there. But the middle one does, so we have to add extra damage onto that one with Soul Eater spells. I script, doesn't do anything though. With Soul Eater spells and with shreddings. But more or less, it's just be a lot of spells thrown at this. That attack's okay, I guess. It's fine. Try Mega Medicine. Nah, we're fine. Judgment, we're gonna attack the other head now. The strat I'm doing, I am gonna cut out 1 Black Shadow, but I need a little bit of extra chip damage on the 2 side heads. And so I'm just having Victor throw an attack on each of them once.
Get in there and make a difference, Victor.
Let's
Your
see-
time to shine, buddy.
Imagine he misses this.
Oh, he's totally
gonna
missing.
miss.
Yeah, he's definitely missing.
I am pretty sure he can't. So it'd be really impressive when we see it. Some enemies in the game, you're just
Make
guaranteed
him
to
a
hit.
liar.
I think he
Make
can. I
him
think
a
it
liar.
goes up in the air.
They just go up and he
That'd be
misses.
hilarious.
Yeah, I think it just goes. I think it just puts its head up.
I want to see it now.
Well, not this time.
Not this time.
Even Victor will pull through for us sometimes.
All right, that's
Uh-oh.
so that spell is really bad if you've killed any heads because it revives them. But if they're all alive, it actually does nothing. So very happy to see that.
What an idiot.
He tried. He's trying his best.
I had 2 animations going there.
Yeah,
I had to wait for both of them.
showing off. So this is turn 3. We still have. By the way, you might have noticed we still had a bunch of Earthquakes left over that we didn't use on soldiers. That's because every Earth Mage has to have 4 left over for this fight. They use 4 each. If you don't have that, you have to add a lot of extra damage, even for like 1 missing Earthquakes. Voice of Earth doesn't do nearly as much. This turn 3 done. Let's see what the Hydra gives us. It'll be funny if I didn't have to use 1 Jizo. I don't think I did. You should tank this.
Ooh. He still has 120 health.
Yeah, I bought Jizos for nothing. What a scam.
I like how he has 100 more health than Victor now.
Yeah.
Has 0 equipment tanking final boss attacks. Definitely balanced.
So at Zombie Dragon, when they're already above level 22, Victor has like 400 and McDowell has like 200. And now in Endgame, Victor has like 500, McDowell has 600. Victor has some very interesting like growth patterns. It's actually unique in that regard. He has some weird stats.
Yes.
And we did it. GG. Not quite yet, but final boss down.
Done.
You did it.
You done it.
We did it.
He threw rocks at a dragon.
Oh no, it's only weakness. Also, whoa! Also, I really like the scene between Barbarossa and Wendy. Pretty much early on. So Barbarossa was eventually, initially married to Wendy's sister Claudia, and Claudia died, and he then remarried Wendy. So Wendy is like, she thought that he only loved her because of her resemblance to Claudia. But Barbarossa always loved her. Wendy gave him a black rune at some point, and Barbarossa essentially acted as if he was under control, but his sovereign rune that he has, True Rune, it actually made him immune to effects. So he's been faking this whole time. He just wanted, like, to love her. And that was like his one fatal mistake, and it cost him.
Oh, it's Gremio!
They're back! They brought milk!
Wait, where's Pawn?
So there's too much milk. All right, we can't have this much. It's gonna go bad.
That's definitely what the white effect here is. It's all milk.
They're just dumping milk.
Look at all that milk.
Milk bubble.
Ultimate secret final attack. But Barbarossa like, Wendy, that's enough, Wendy. It's over. Very emotional scene here. Barbarossa genuinely wasn't like a bad person. Kind of just let things get out of hand because he loved Wendy. I wouldn't call him evil.
And he uses Wendy's only true weakness,
All buildings.
gravity.
I feel like with her outfit, she can kind of float. Like, watch her outfit after they fall down.
Yeah.
Barbarossa's like a big dude with a lot of muscle. So imagine he just lets go when he starts floating. But yeah, Barbarossa is so tanky that he hits the ground so hard, it makes the castle, like, shake.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was load-bearing floor below them.
Load-bearing Emperor.
Yeah, load-bearing Emperor Castle falls apart.
All right, so we got our little final run here. Fun fact, all these like screen shaking things, that actually does push RNG forward. So I don't know what's going to happen here. We can still get random battles.
We get a lot of money from that fight too, so I mean...
Actually, Barbarossa gives you absolutely nothing.
Oh, right, you're right. Sorry.
He's a cheapskate. But all the battles before that, we get quite a bit. A little unlucky with the battle there. There's only like 20 steps where you can get something, but yeah. Anyway, soldiers are chasing us. Victor's going to hold them off. I don't know why they're doing this with their castle's like literally collapsing, but you know, priorities. They're very loyal. I don't know where they were earlier, by the way.
Means you can't run here either, so...
Yeah, because Victor is my holy user. But we can hug that wall there. It should prevent encounters. Well, I wasn't at the wall anymore, so it doesn't count. A little unlucky with the walk here, but...
It's like, what you were saying is true, but you still got an encounter, unfortunately.
Quick tank scenario for us. Nanami, take notes. Also, you can see the soldier that we skipped earlier in the bottom left.
Yep, there he is.
He's just going to chill in here until the castle collapses.
It's like, well, I guess it's over.
There's nothing I could do.
Yeah, there's absolutely nothing that could be done here. I like those soldiers down there that you skipped are still sitting there, like the one in the bottom left corner.
Yeah, they're off screen just like...
When he gets to us, we'll be ready.
Yeah, Victor and Flick have a cool final stand here to hold him off so we can escape. And done. Now we have our little final celebration. Time will be pretty soon. I'll call it out. It'll be in a tent after a dialogue box from Mulligan. I'll
Get a little fun continuity error here. Tengar is in our party, but also out here celebrating already. Or she's just really fast. I don't know.
She just sprinted on out of here.
She's wearing like tennis sneakers. I don't know.
Cleo also talks about Pawn here, who's dead. It's the same line regardless whether he's alive or not. Maybe she's talking to Ghost Pawn.
Yeah, it's like doesn't she like we did it, Pawn, or something like that?
Yeah, it's something
so
like
it's like, we did it, Pawn. We did it, Pawn.
All right, time will be very soon. It'll be after the little pause here into one text box. The answer to that, and time is now.
Yeah. Let's go.
This went better than expected.
Yeah, this was pretty good.
Yeah. We lost quite a bit of Tai Hominip, but yeah, it's fine. Everything else was fairly smooth.
Yeah, because honestly, your practice run was pretty on manip for good chunks of it, and
Yeah.
this one blew it out of the water, honestly.
Yeah, I didn't have to reset for Holy Rune. That was nice.
That's that's a big deal.
Anyway, we should probably move on to Glitch Exhibition so we can catch up a little bit on the schedule. So if you guys want to go to break screen for a brief moment, I don't know what's best for you guys. I'm going to switch to MU. Hide it!
While we wait for that emulator to load up, we have a few more messages. We have $25 from an anonymous donor, and we have $25 from another anonymous donor that says, "Let's curse the king with a blindfold. How do you say dual magus?" So that is referring to the Dragon Quest VIII run coming up later, but you people are so wonderful that you have already not only blown through the donation incentives for the Glitch exhibition for Suikoden, but we are already, without even starting Rhapsody, singing the bonus songs for that. So that was a $750 incentive, and it is done. It is met. So, Kanban, if you're in here, get ready. We still have the Glitch exhibition for Evoland, which is the run after Rhapsody. And then we have all of the incentives for Dragon Quest VIII, which comes after Evoland. So keep putting your dollars towards those exhibitions and those incentives. They are going to be so fun to see. There will be some musical numbers as well if we get that far. So please keep going. All right, we are good to go on the donation incentive for the Glitch exhibition for Suikoden. So, Zero, you are back on.
Oh, yeah, and everyone. So welcome to the Glitch exhibition. You can start time whenever. So the first one we're going to show off here is a new Marco glitch. This was actually told to me by a YouTube commenter on my any % world record, and it's hilarious because it'd be fantastic for this. But a little bit too late. Very cool glitch discovered in 2025. So normally, you can play 10K right, but you need to have some seed money for that. I only have 4,300, so I can't do this. Hey there, fella, you're short of cash. So there is a little trick you could do where you press down and X at the same time. And right there.
Uh-oh.
Well, this is awkward. This is supposed to work.
There we go.
I don't know if I did that right.
Okay.
We'll see. We'll see. Oh, that looks right.
Yeah, it's pretty fast.
And we only paid 1,000, but we make 19,000. So let's make sure I got it right. It's been a bit. I could turbo this, make it faster.
Well, it's definitely way more than 1,000.
There we go.
Did it.
And yeah, that's the gist of it. It's pretty tight, but yeah, that one I didn't get it. Anyway, point is, oops, did the slow one, whatever. I'm gonna try to show off one more here real quick, just because it's funky. Hopefully I can hit it.
Big hit.
Okay, that wasn't it. Bear with me. Oh no, that was it.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah.
We're stuck. So if you do that, but go to quit, it just locks like this. That's the first one. But yeah, that's really useful because normally you need to make 10K before you can start playing for 10K. Now you don't need that initial seed money, so you no longer need to get sell down earn and sell that. Plus you make 19,000 instead of 10,000 per game. All right, next, we can show you how corrupt the Empire truly is. I saved my battle here, Wabrosa, just for this. For anyone that's played this game for a long time, you're probably familiar with this glitch. It's called a bribe glitch. But this is why we have glitches categories and glitch categories, because you can do what we're about to do right now. So final boss, we can fight him, or we can give him 32,000 bits. I was like, okay, yeah, sure, I'll take it.
The Dragon's like, yeah, this is a better
Whoa!
That's so much money!
All right, so next we're going to dive into invisible characters. I should mention there are some glitches I will not be showing off because essentially we only have so much time to ourselves here. So here we're going to show off the invisible glitch, Vicky glitch. This one's fairly well known, but we're going to start off with this one. It's a simple one. Oops, give me party members. Also, the sound can get funky when I load save states, so if it gets too weird, just lower the game volume, please. I think it's fine right now. All right. Wait, what is this save for? I think I have a better one than this, but we can work with this initially. Turbo Brew. So we want to teleport, but how? We don't have Vicky yet. Well, if we have Cleo last, we can do this. Hi, Vicky. How's it going? So the invisible character glitch is based on a few things, but the important thing to note first of all is it's based off of your last party member. So if I have Luke here, she's gone. But if I have Cleo, she's there. I will be showing off a lot more of these and some new uses for them. Invisible Vicky has been known for a long time, since before I started running this game. But in the recent years, like last 5 years, we found a lot more invisible characters and new applications for them. Okay, this was the one I meant to use invisible to show off. So here, instead of Vicky, we can use Eileen. I gotta remember the spot. I don't remember exactly where it was. There she is. Since I have Eileen in the back, she's in a different spot. So the character matters for the position as well. So show that off. Wait, hold on. I think I know where this one is. So here we can show one little fun application with it. We're gonna go to the boat here. We're gonna swim back to that castle.
Boat swimming.
That's how they work.
Yep.
Hi, Kirkus. How's it going? So some fun facts with this. If you have castle level 2 when you do this, you'll actually soft lock the game. Kirkus will disappear forever, and you can't progress. In theory, there could be an invisible Kirkus glitch. There's just like no character that sets it up. And if you do that, you can actually skip the pawn, the whole segment, wheel. But eventually the game will just like refuse to let you progress. So not much you can do with that, but it's a fun little tidbit. So we're gonna go down the invisible character glitch list here. So let's see, I haven't added anyone yet. Let's add Camille and Luke. For no particular reason whatsoever. And we're gonna go get Hellion. And this is where like the new tech really starts to shine. This is where we can actually use it to do useful things, unlike, well, Invisible Vicky is obviously useful, but there's a lot of these that are just like, oh, you can talk to a character, cool, but it doesn't do anything. This one is very useful. So we're gonna go get Hellion naturally. Nothing too special here. Pick up the Winging Mare just because I like it. And then we're gonna re-enter the building. Make sure we have Camille last, because she's the one that sets this up. And we're going to talk to a certain spot here. And look at that. That's not me moving, by the way. That was the game moving me. We're going to get Hellion again. So the really important thing about this is when you get Hellion, the screen like fades out. She doesn't move off screen. So you can keep doing this. And keep doing it. We're going to do it one more time after this, just so I can show you the perk of this. Where's my lineup? I had a good setup for this for any percent. I kind of forgot. It's been a bit. But there we go. We got recruited Hellion 3 extra times. And you know what? I want to add her to my party now. But the castle's pretty far away. I don't want to go all the way over there and then go up the elevator. It's like, that's too much work. So I'm just going to go to Garen. Surely we can find Matthew there. I have no money. It's fine.
We're broke!
Yeah, let's go get RNG. Wait, Matthew's gone. What should we do? Do I have Luke last? I don't. So let's do that. Let's re-enter real quick. Let's turn off turbo so I can actually move properly. Let's see, 4th step. Right about here. There he is. We found him. So how about now we bring Cleo, and how about we bring our new character Hellion? What's this? She's level 99?
Oh.
What? So the way this works is every character starts off at level 1, but when you recruit them, they get their starting levels added on and just like does all the level up stat generations right there. So if you're recruiting an invisible character multiple times, it keeps on adding their starting like levels onto them. So do it once, she gains 29 to 30. Do it twice, you get 29 more to 59. Do it another time, it's like 87 or 88. And one more time, we get to 99. That's actually very useful for any percent that glitch is shown there.
I thought it was just because she was one of those like stacking dolls.
A Matryoshka?
Yeah, Matryoshka.
Oh, also, really cool thing about level 99 characters, now I can let go of everything. You can't stop me anymore.
Strong Hellion.
Anyway, so if everyone knows how Clive works, it'd be really cool if we didn't have to deal with the RNG involving recruiting him. Because, you know, it's like a 1 in 5 or something of him just showing up. So what if we just like go here with Cleo on the back of our party, talk to invisible spot. Oh, there he is. Something wrong with his appearance? A little bit, buddy. There is no appearance. He's gone. But this is where it sadly falls apart because Clive, when you recruit him, he moves off the screen. And when that happens, the game blocks because he's invisible, so he can't move off the screen. So sadly, you can't do this for everyone. It's only characters that fade out. All right. By the way, I don't remember what order I have these saves in, so we're going to jump around a bit. My screen okay? Which one was this one? I don't. Oh, I know.
Fuma.
Yeah, Fuma. So we're going to get Fuma over here. And this is another really useful one because Fuma is a character that fades out. So once again, also I love this part. He's just on the other side of the building, invisible.
You get him once, he goes to the other side.
I think I have the wrong party order. It has to be Luikin last for this one, if I recall correctly. Which is really convenient because you have to bring him anyway. There he is.
I see you
A true
found my
ninja.
other hiding spot.
So you found me. Yes, I did, Fuma.
I'm Fuma's evil twin. Fuma.
And that gets him right there to level 99 as well. I'll quickly mention there is another level 99 glitch, but it's much more complicated setup. Some characters join you at like a certain level lower than your main character. So if McDole is say level 1 and a character joins you at -1 level to McDole, they join at 99. But that one's much harder to use because you have to have a level 1 hero for a pretty long time. Okay, this one's very specific because this is right after we came back with Black, I believe. Or rather, Black died. This is a cutscene after. So the spot's somewhere around here. I forget. 1 second. I had trouble setting this one up last time too. Come on. Okay, well, if I did this right, it's supposed to be Krutz. If I can't get it, I'm just... There he is. Was one step lower than I thought. So you have to recruit him ahead of time before this, and there's a very brief window to do this, only when you come back with... after, like, the black sequence. Because when that happens, Flick and Humphrey kind of, like, talk to you, and it changes the room layout. But once again, we can just keep talking to them here, get level 99. Another little cute 99 glitch. And for this one, in this specific spot, you need Eileen last. For anyone that wants to try this at home. You can see here. So you'd have to have Eileen last before starting the black sequence. All right. What save is this one? Let's find out. I think I know which one it is, but... Oh, I know which one this is. What was this?
This is the level 4 castle music.
Yeah, this is totally normal. No, it's like this. Let me check my notes. 3 right. It's somewhere around here. So those of you that want to make Pawn stronger for the Teo duel, just use Invisible Boost. You can get this weapon to level 15. The game approves of its danger music. But yeah, I don't have money in the save, so we can't actually sharpen it up all the way, but this does get you to level 15. The requirements are you need to have Moss recruited, you need to have Moose recruited, you have to have Tesla. Actually, no, you don't have to get Tesla, he's in the later slot. I believe Rock, maybe. No, actually, it's just Moss and Moose, I remember now. Yeah, that's pretty straightforward. All right. I don't know why it's even giving me danger music. There's no danger there. The only danger is to our ears.
Oh boy.
So let's put Pawn in the back this time. That's not the only way to make Pawn survive. We got other techniques up our sleeve.
Kasumi saved us.
I wasn't sure if they turned off the audio or if it was a game.
Would have been legit no matter what.
Here, I am going to turbo through this because the part doesn't really matter. This has been a bit finicky for me, so I hope it works. I think it should, but this game is weird sometimes, so we're going to fight Teo again. We're going to essentially repeat what we did in our run earlier. We got to use some weak charges. Should be kind to your elders, I agree.
Send them to war.
We're all over. All right, I believe in Pawn. He's got it this time, surely.
He's fine. You
Good
just
luck.
upgraded his weapon. He's fine.
Yeah, we just went to Invisible Moose.
He's like level 5 weapon now. Surely he can take him.
Yeah.
Level 7 Pawn, level 5 weapon. He's got this. Finish him with a second blow. I gotcha, fam. He did some damage. Not
He
yet
did
too.
Now you do damage.
Don't worry, guys. He'll be fine. I'll prove it. All right, sadly, we do have to continue here, but I can show you guys another little glitch. Oops, wrong floor. That's not the glitch. So you can actually escape Talisman here. Normally, you can't do that in the castle. The way that works is when you have like an area that you can escape Talisman from, specifically Pana, Yukuda, and Scarlecia, and that automatically moves you to a castle, it keeps the flag that lets you escape Talisman. So from those parts until you like exit to the world map or go to a different area, you can escape talisman in the castle. This does have some applications. I'll be able to showcase some of them here. This is used at 90%. So, for example, instead of walking out of here, we can just escape talisman, and that saves a lot of movement. And then on this floor,
Elevator needs servicing.
Sergey, where are you?
We sent him to war.
It's gone. All right. So normally when you do this part of the run, you have to like exit the screen to reset Sanchez so he can like or map you, so you can add party members. Instead, you can just escape talisman. It puts you here, and then you just walk over, and Sanchez is here. So nice little time save there. We don't have to walk out. Anyway, I wish I could use Pawn again. Be nice, right?
Mm-hmm.
There he is.
Oh.
He's back. Go Spawn. So the way this glitch works is if Pawn's in your party when he dies. For some reason, it's been a bit finicky for me. Last slot seems to work fine. Yeah, the way his flag is set, it just doesn't work quite right. I don't remember the exact explanation. You can probably find it in Suikoden source or in the Suikoden Speedrun Discord. Shout out to Julian. He explained it fairly well. I just don't remember. But yeah, you can get Ghost Spawn. Sadly, this does not count towards a 108-star ending. If you look at the tablet, he is dead, but he remains playable. And this also still works in the remaster. This has not been fixed. Invisible characters have been fixed, but this is still there. All right. Anyway, who here likes dice games?
I do.
Oh boy, have I got a treat for you.
I got dice in my pocket. I brought my own dice to this.
Why did I not write down where this was? It'll be fine. I think I remember. I think we just hug left wall, and then we just keep going down. Eventually, we'll find him. There he is, Gaspar! Become one of the
Come on,
dice.
let me get the dice back out.
Whoa! All right. Don't worry. We'll just do some laps. Can't stop me now! Yeah, the screen's a bit broken here. You can overlap it. This is very specific. To get this to work, you need to have every character besides Gaspar recruited at be on the screen. So this doesn't work earlier because Victor is like in my party, so he wouldn't be here. Everybody has to be here, but we do that. And then since we still have that escape talisman glitch from earlier, we can actually get out. If you don't have the glitch running for escape talisman, there's no escape. But we can keep doing this.
There's no escape.
Yeah.
Your life is Big Bowl from now on.
So, and I guess to do a finale, let's soft lock the game. So we can still escape talisman from here. It sets you like to certain coordinates. These are kind of like tied to different areas, but like that takes you back there. But if we go a little bit further, say, I think this bridge still works fine. It'll still put me back in the room. Yeah. But one more screen further. Let's just go all the way up here. Hi, Milk.
No.
You guys want some fashion tips?
Yes.
You know what, Nicole? I think he likes his outfit. Let's get out of here. And that's it!
Yeah.
So yeah, he's just stuck off screen somewhere, and you can't do anything here besides escape talisman. Gone forever. There you go. That's the glitch. That's the glitch exhibition. Hope you all enjoyed. Thank you very much for donating for this. Also, I guess a quick shout outs. I should have done this a little bit earlier, but shout outs to RPG Limbrick for having this, hosting us, getting support for NAMI, wonderful charity. Thank you guys for being couch with me. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Yes,
Speaking of the community, super cool. If you're into the speedrun, join the Discord. And you guys want to add anything?
I'm good.
I'm good too.
All right. Thank you all. Hope you enjoy the rest of the event.
Thank you so much, Zero. That was a wonderful exhibition, full of a lot of hard work. It was very obvious. And thank you so much, community, for donating, not only to see all of those glitches, but for donating to sing the bonus songs on Rhapsody and for donation incentives beyond that. Now we will be going to an interview with our Dragon Quest VIII team. So this will be a tea tree interviewing Cordelium, Flutter, Creative Ellie, and Keanu lookalike. So take it away, all.
A party of intrepid Dragon Quest VIII speedrunners have pitched camp to take a brief break and check their final preparations for an inarguably arduous 12-hour speedrun. Suddenly, the party notices someone approaching. They ready themselves for battle, but it's only a kindly old sage. Ah, hello there. It's been a while since I had any visitors. Would you share your stories with me? But thou must! But thou must! Alas, we shall proceed. So, aside from partying up to share the workload, how do you prepare for a 12-hour speedrun?
Preparing for a 12-hour speedrun takes a lot of body preparation, a lot of effort, and a lot of support from family members who are willing to put up with you for not being present for 12 hours for sure.
Yeah, I mean, as far as having a full day set aside, I mean, it's almost more than a full day because, you know, when you have a run that's even like a normal length work day of like 8 hours, that's already a lot on its own. But
big time, I echo the same. It's definitely a lot of body preparation. Try to get some good sleep beforehand. But also, the more you keep doing it, the more you get used to the length.
If people want to get into Dragon Quest running for themselves, where would you recommend they start?
Well, the easiest place to start, we have a Discord. The Dragon Quest RTA Discord is available. You can get it on any of the speedrun.com websites for the Dragon Quest games. Full of resources, full of helpful people. The community is really awesome. Been a part of the community now for almost 8 years and couldn't recommend them enough.
I echo the same. Like each game has their, overall, like the entire community is awesome. In terms of like specific games, there's kind of their own little community too. Very helpful. Like Keanu said, good resources, notes, YouTube videos. There are actually video guides, some good video guides out there. And also a shout out to the Japanese community too. They've reached out to us and we kind of share knowledge back and forth. So they've been very helpful for us.
If you can find them, there's a lot of people streaming Dragon Quest speedruns, including 8. If you're willing to talk to any of them, they'll help you out in any way they can, even during a run.
yeah, I mean, that's one thing. Any of the runners in the Dragon Quest series that I've had interactions with, all these people included in that have been just great in terms of, you know, getting used to learning one of these monstrous games.
Talk to us about this run in particular. I've heard it's changed quite a lot since 2016.
Yeah, so in the beginning, the routes were very archaic. Most of the route changes revolved around how we do our grinds and how we get our levels to progress through the game. It started off with 45 regular metal slimes, 5 liquid metal slimes in Trodain, and then 3 kings in the Dragon's Graveyard. And then over the last, I would just say maybe 3 years, a lot of new glitches have been discovered. The route evolved, obviously, throughout the time. Runners like Close to War and Ashikawa came in and rerouted things. But with the out of bounds that was discovered by Penta SR, I think it was in 2023,
Yeah.
it blew the game wide open. We can do so many neat things now. We can get to places we're not supposed to be and really break the game wide open a lot faster.
Yeah, with the out-of-bounds stuff that has been recently discovered, the runners have also optimized the menuing, the skill points, what to sell regarding item management. So that is also improved along with the out-of-bounds. So there's some time saved there as well.
I think the game's gone through the most changes in like the last 3 to 4 years. We've had at least like 3 different route changes.
Yeah.
Because prior to that, it was mostly the king grind for a very long time. And aside from that, it was like just optimization stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and it's interesting too, over the span of more than a decade now, I know that the hero used to run with sword, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, and now we have him, well, we've had him on spear for a while, but just the trajectory of how much things have changed has been really incredible.
You've spoken to us about how this run changes, but what do you want people to be excited about for your leg of the run?
I can't speak for everybody. I was hoping to try to keep the party order for the run itself a little bit of a secret. But it's going to be a meme-filled run as much as we can. We're going to try to do our best for 12 hours to entertain the masses. Because there's going to be, like any other Dragon Quest game, there's going to be some downtime. And we're going to try to keep it as entertaining as humanly possible.
Yeah, I want people to call in their inner nostalgia, the days where they played Dragon Quest for the first time. Want them to, re-experience the music, the characters, but also learn a few things about the speedrun. If you haven't seen the speedrun before, you're going to see some, especially within the past few years, like we mentioned with the Out of Bounds, you'll see some new techniques.
So my section of the run will have a lot of bosses. And the bosses are the most interesting part of the run for me. One of them may or may not be done blindfolded.
Yeah, and as far as mine, I'm really excited for the Don Mole fight. There might be something that happens around there.
You never know.
Potentially. Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye out for that.
Yes, if you are on RPGLimitBreak.com, you may find many incentives available as we progress towards our Dragon Quest VIII extravaganza, if I may say so. We also have some questions from travelers near and far and members of the RPG Limit Break community. From artist extraordinaire LLK. Do any of you have favorite puns or wordplay from across the Dragon Quest series?
So my favorite one so far is actually the first split for most of the Dragon Quest VIII runners. We fight a slime knight. He's an infamous monster. We fight him for experience. We also fight him for money. But his name is One Night Stand. And but instead of knight, how it's normally spelled, it's Knight. I think it's just hilarious to me. I still, even after the 20 plus years I've been playing the game, either casually or speedrun, I still chuckle at it every once in a while.
I agree. The enemy names just have some of the best names in the series. For me personally, I love because we refer to Medea a lot. We gotta love the horse puns.
For me, there are a series of enemies in the game that will combine to form one big enemy. One of them you can see in the run, but that one's not my favorite. My favorite one is the ones that are jab, bow, key, and walk, and they combine to make the Jabberwocky.
Yeah, and it's not a pun for me, but how Yangus comments on Trode's appearance at the end of the game after he gets changed back to human form. It's like, oh, you don't look any different.
And as a freebie to provide one of my own, I love from Dragon Quest IX that the abbot of all trades alley is Abbot Jack. And when he is transformed later into his evil self, he becomes the master of Noon. And from Zokubon, a fellow member of our content team, I was asked to read this exactly as written, so here it is. Of the over 100 variants of slime across the Dragon Quest series, which is the best variation and why, period?
So for me, I guess I kind of cheat. I am a big proprietor of all things metal slimes, and as you can see, I have branded my body with Little Metal Slime, Liquid Metal Slime, and the King. So those are my three favorites. I kind of cheated.
Yeah, mine varies. I'm probably going to choose. So the DQ8 had a 3DS remake, and they have a slime looks like a pastry. So it's called the cream slime, I believe. It's amazing. Look it up. But it's cute. So I'm going to go with the cream slime.
For me, it would be the traditional blue slime, but for a different reason other than it being iconic. They appear at the beginning of the game for Dragon Quest VIII, but they also appear near the end of the game in like a horde of 10 or 12 of them. And if you let them backup call enough where they bring more slimes, they've combined together to form a king slime.
Yeah, and actually, so mine's a king slime, just the traditional blue one, and he actually will make an appearance sometime in the run.
Thank you, brave runners, for sharing your courage and your stories with us. We hope your runs go as well as any legend can. And for your success in defeating this interview, we have, of course, for you some prizes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And these are prizes that you out there watching the RPG Limit Break stream can win. For $5, you could be entered to win the Disgaea 7 Lucky Cat made available to us by NIS America. For a $10 minimum donation, we have copies of Suikoden and Dragon Quest HD 1 and 2 HD remasters. And for a $25 donation, a Parasite Eve wooden box art recreation. Our generous interviewees have agreed to donate these back to the RPG Limit Break prize pool, and we thank them so much and hope it brings them all the luck for their Dragon Quest 8 run.
No, mine. No.
Okay, almost everyone has. We'll work on the rest later. Please keep watching RPG Limit Break 2026, and let's go back to our host.
Thank you so much, Dragon Quest 8 Runners. We're very excited for that run. Unfortunately, my time with you has come to an end for right now, but fear not, I am going about 10 feet away to the couch for this run of Rhapsody, so you'll see me there. And then I will be back on Friday night into Saturday morning in the wee hours of the morning for some runs then. But I'm going to leave you in the very capable hands of the venerable Von Ivan, who is the king of hosting at RPG Limit Break. You are in for a treat. Next, I will start some ads. For those of you who are subscribed to the Limit Break channel, enjoy the music. Thank you so much.
All righty, folks. How are we all doing on this amazing musical Monday night here with RPG Limit Break 2026 coming to you live from Denver, Colorado as we are raising money for the National Alliance on Mental Illness. It's your boy, Vonnie Vaughn. I'm going to be taking you through the next 2 runs, actually. But what's coming up in just a little bit is going to be Rhapsody, a musical adventure being run and sung by both Konban Meow and Divatron 9000. Things are getting set up. We will have that with you shortly, but I want to make sure that I give a big thank you to all of you who tuned into the interview that happened a few hours ago, got to hear the sampling, and I see that the Sing Bonus Songs incentive has already been met, so you have locked in all of that musical goodness for this next run, and it is going to be an absolute delight. So you are in for a treat. You have your plans for the next few hours, certainly, with watching and listening to this Rhapsody, a musical adventure run. So now that we have that donation incentive met, let's talk about what we've got coming up next. After the Rhapsody run is going to be a run of Evoland, and that has an incentive for the Glitch exhibition. It needs $500, it has 353, so only about $150 there. That shouldn't be too hard to get to. We've got plenty of time for that, but it still needs to get done. So, and for a note, that run of Evoland Legendary Edition is an any percent race between Freddy and Illegally Sam. So you will want to see that because everybody loves races, especially in a live marathon setting. And after that is the Dragon Quest VIII run. You just heard our wonderful interview team talk to the forerunners of that game and everything that is going to be involved with that. And what is involved with that is a ton of incentives there. Right off the top, let's talk about something that everybody loves at these marathons, and that is blindfolded boss fights. If you want to see the first phase of Dolmagus done with no vision, we need to raise $2,500 for that. And we're at 212, so plenty of room on that one. Those 2 incentives, let's really get those going so that we can see all of that wonderful bonus and exciting content. We love it, right? I certainly hope so.